Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the last match of the Rugby Championship. We have just seen that the Wallabies, since they were able to get that win over the Pumas, they have secured themselves second place on the Rugby Championship table. But the big question here is, will the All Blacks be able to get that clean sweep? The also Grand Slam, it has been called, winning 6 from 6, or will the Springboks be able to fight back in this match and be able to get that win? It was only a 2-point contest last week as well. It was a very exciting one. I hope you guys are all excited for this match, and we have got plenty planned for this pre-match build-up as well. We are sitting around 50 minutes or so from the kickoff, which sounds like a little while, but it will fly by because the fact we have got an interview with an ex-All Black on the channel. Once again, we'll be playing throughout this build-up, and also another unorthodox interview, I guess you could say, as well, that we have got there as well. What time the game starts, South Africa time. It will be a 12:05 p.m. kickoff, I believe, so it will be around lunchtime that will be taking place. And also we have got there Go Bok. We got to take revenge from Luca. Also we have got Michael, Joseph, Penny, Chris, Louisa, also Anaru. I tell you what, the chat is going very quick at the moment. We have also got Johnny Blaze, Price Action, and also we have got there Luke in the chat as well. But nonetheless, while we are at it, we will show you guys the starting lineups and reserves, because the fact there are some very good players who will be making their way out there onto the field for both of these sides. But nonetheless, I will stop talking and I will allow this little animation to show you guys exactly who is going to be out on the field for both of these sides. Right, we will be looking at the Springboks lineup first. Oxnashag going to be moving into that number 1 jersey. Trevor Nakanya, who was one last week, transitions over to the number 3 jersey. Bongio Manambi between them in the scrum. Then looking at the locks, Ebenetzebev once again going to be at 4 with Lou Diago, who was very good in the line out last week. He will be at 5 for this match. Then looking at the loose forward, Sia Khaleesi going to be playing his 30th match as captain, so he moves to the 4th most capped Springboks captain of all time. Quagga Smith going to be playing in that number 7 jersey once again. And then the always dangerous Dwayne Vermeulen going to be off the back of the forward pack. Then looking at 9-10, they have gone unchanged from last week. Faf de Klerk and Andre Pollard, very prominent kicking game last week, so we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case in this game also. And looking at the centres, Damien De Lende and Lukhanyo Am going to be linking up. Now Lukhanyo Am, a little bit earlier on in the Rugby Championship, was able to score himself a try. We'll be hoping to replicate that. And speaking of tries, we look at the outside backs. Makazole Mapimpi, very impressive strike rate when it comes to scoring them. Also, Sibu Nkosi, the only try scorer for the Springboks last week in only the 6th minute of the game. Then at number 15, to close out the starting lineup for the Springboks, it is going to be Willie LaRue. Looking at the bench now, Malcolm Marks once again going to be in the number 16 jersey. Tied for the second most amount of tries in the Rugby Championship with 3. Loves himself that rolling maul. And speaking of set pieces, the scrum for the Springboks, when they have these replacements, the likes of a Stephen Kitsoff, Vincent Koch as that front row, that's going to be very dangerous in the later stages of the match for the ABs. Franco Mostert going to be at number 19. 20 will be Jasper Wiese, the one change off the bench, and he is going to be taking the place of Marco van Staden, who unfortunately ended up with a shoulder injury after the last match up against the All Blacks. Then we look at the replacement backs. Number 21, Herschel Yankees. Number 22, Elton Yankees. And then number 23, it is Frans Steyn. So not a lot of game time for all 3 of those men in last week's match, but they'll be hoping to make an impact off the bench for this one. Now looking at the All Blacks starting lineup, the front row is going to be once again Joe Moody, Cody Taylor and Nepo Lolala. Then the locks, Brodie Retallick getting closer and closer to that 100th match. Scott Barrett going to be slotting in at number 5, the loose forward trio. This is the change in the 4-pack for the All Blacks. Akiri Ioane going to be at 6. Artie Savia, rather than playing 8 like he did last week, will be back in that number 7 jersey. And then Luke Jacobson, returning from his stomach bug last week, he will be at 8 for this match. Then looking at a new 19 combo for the All Blacks, Brad Weber starting at 9 with TJ Perenara coming off the bench. Beauden Barrett once again will be starting in that number 10 jersey. Then looking at the centres, number 12 will be David Havili once again. Now I mentioned Malcolm Marks sitting on 3 tries. David Havili also sitting on 3 tries at the moment. Anton Leonard-Brown getting another opportunity in that number 13 jersey after recently returning from a minor injury. And looking at the outside backs, Rieko Ioane, he's got a huge amount of running metres throughout this competition, the second most. Also defenders beaten, he is right up there as well, and he will be hoping to have an impact out on that wing. Sevu Reece promoted into the starting lineup. That is for Will Jordan. And then at number 15, the man who was very solid under the high ball last week, it is going to be Geordie Barrett. So that is the starting lineup for the All Blacks. Looking at their bench, and a few more changes here for the All Blacks. It is going to be a Safa Moa at number 16, George Bauer at number 17, and then once again Ofa Tuangafasi, who will be at number 18. Then looking at the rest of the replacement forwards, Patrick Tuipulotu once again will be coming off the bench at 19, and then Ethan Blackett, who did get promoted into that number 7 jersey last week, will be coming off the bench, and he was a very physical player in that last match and will be hoping to do the same in the later stages of this one. DJ Perenara going to be coming off the bench
from that number 21 jersey. Then number 22, a big return, Richie Mo'unga. Will he be able to create some Mo'unga magic in the later stages of this game? Recently rejoining with the side after being in quarantine for a little while, but now he is back and he is raring to go off that bench. And then number 23, also a little bit of that fly half cover if need be, or at fullback it will be Damian McKenzie, who will get a late opportunity in this match also. But that is the starting lineup and reserves for both the Springboks and the All Blacks.
There we go. That is the starting lineup and reserves, like I mentioned, for both of these sides. Do let me know who is going to be scoring the first try of the match. I want the exact player. Last week, we didn't have to wait very long at all. Will Jordan scoring in the second minute of that game. Then also, Sibu Nkosi was able to score in the 6 minutes. And then from there, they were the only two tries that we got throughout that whole match. So I'm excited to see whether or not we get to see a few more in this one. We have got killer reserves as well, says Matt, one bad man in the chat. And also, RSA versus AB is going to be a great battle indeed, says MH Joy. And it's going to be an awesome matchup because of the fact we saw mistakes from both sides last week. We saw things that they did well, and we also saw things that they will want to improve on. And this game is going to be the perfect opportunity to really throw it all out there. That it's the last game of the Rugby Championship before both of these sides head to the Northern Hemisphere, New Zealand. First game up against the USA. I believe the Springboks, their first game, I want to say it's up against Tonga, but I could be wrong in that regard. May not be, but yeah, it is going to be pretty awesome indeed. Who was your man of the match for the Wallabies game? Callaway for me. Yeah, it's got to be Callaway, scoring a hat-trick, and now he is sitting himself right up there in terms of the leading try scorers in the competition. As we can see here, Callaway sitting on the 6, Havili on 3, Malcolm Marks, Will Jordan both on 3 as well, but Will Jordan not playing this game, but Havili and Marks certainly are. Several will score, bro, as well, says Charisse, and some Mo'unga magic as well, says David Aramedi here again, tuned in nice and early tonight for some top commentary as well, says Matt. And nonetheless, we have got plenty more coming on this pre-match build-up that we have got. We have got an interview with ex-All Black Norm Maxwell. We talk about the last match between the two sides, and then also what we think will be going into this match. I will say straight away before that comes up, though, it was a little bit patchy in terms of the interview for the Wi-Fi. And that sadly has meant that some of the parts I have had to cut out kind of in between, which does mean that sometimes it kind of chops from side to side. But that is because we actually filmed it on, I think it was Thursday night after the lineups were announced. And then from there, the footage all kind of ended up corrupting with the fact that we couldn't hear him through the audio. So we had to kind of refilm it there yesterday, but we have still got it up. We love Norm as well, says Katie Dixon. And also Sevu will eat my Pimby as well, says Ruthlessly Relentless Evolutionary as well. And also 20-17 for the AB, says Dwayne, and Go Bok, says D in there as well. Never trust a guy who can play lock number 8 and flanker as well, says Sebastian there in my prediction. 35 to ABs and 28 to South Africa Grand Slam coming up as well, says Brent. And that would be the first time since 2017 that the All Blacks will be able to get themselves a Grand Slam. Looking through the results that they have had up to this point now, the All Blacks as well, while we are at New Zealand. First game up against Australia of the Rugby Championship, 57 points to 27. Very impressive for them at Eden Park. Then they headed to Optus, the place where they did lose in 2019, and they were able to get another win up against the Wallabies, 38 points to the 21. Now, next game, 39-0 up against the Pumas. The game after was a little bit closer in the favour of the All Blacks, but the Pumas able to fight back quite nicely in that one to get it to only that 23 points difference. And then that last game that we saw last week, 19 points to the All Blacks, 17 to the Springboks. Very close game between those two sides. And I don't expect this one to be too much different. I think it is going to be a relatively close one as well. Looking through Argentina, the Springboks campaign so far, 2 wins over Argentina for the first 2 matches of their Rugby Championship. Then from there, the Wallabies were able to beat them in that first game, a very close one, only 2 points difference. Then from there, it was actually a lot more of a comfortable win for the Wallabies, but the Springboks, we know that they're going to fight back, and we are waiting for it. This game up against the All Blacks last week, it was a good example of what they can do when they really start to use those tactical kicks to their advantage. We saw a lot of 50-50s going up in the air. A lot of them fell to the All Blacks, but this game certainly has a chance of them falling the other way. Reece is going to get 3 tries, I bet, as well. Says second. Also, we have got there in the chat duty box to out the All Blacks to the sword as well by 2 points as well, says David. And also, we have got there South Africa play Scotland on November the 13th, says Andy Watson. Also, Norm would have loved the Taniwha's win yesterday as well. He would have indeed, of course, playing for Northland right back at the start of his provincial career, then heading to the Crusaders as well. We actually, I believe we mentioned a couple Crusaders players in our interview, if I'm not wrong there. And we have got there TK said pretty boring curtain raiser as well. And I believe it is for the game between the Wallabies and the Pumas, although it did have more tries than last week, which is always a benefit. And we have got there, just show us through screen U4 as well. Says Price, the game doesn't start for another 50 minutes or so, mate. But when it does come up, unfortunately, all we can do is provide you the live commentary because of the fact that, licensing exists, and we would get sued by Sanzar and get taken off of YouTube. Unfortunately, we haven't got there. Sorry, because he's not making the stream recently. Says Smithy, no worries, mate. You are here now, and you'll be excited because Norm Maxwell, he is going to be back on the channel, and I will be playing that interview right now for you guys. But yeah, it is around 15 or so minutes long. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a little bit of a preview of this match, and also an ex-All Black talking about the last match that we did get to witness. But nonetheless, I will see you all in a very short moment.
Right, so we are here once again. It is going to be myself, and I have got Norm Maxwell with me, and we are going to be doing a little bit of a preview and also a bit of a review of that last match that we did witness between the All Blacks and the Springboks. Of course, 19 points to the All Blacks, 17 to the Springboks. Very close game in that regard. But first of all, how are you going today, mate? And are you excited for the match that we are about to see between these two sides?
Yeah, definitely pumped up, man. I've have to wake up early here in Spain. Well, not so early. I think it's 9 o'clock. So, and I'm looking forward to it, mate.
Very close game last week. Do you expect it to be a relatively similar scoreline this week, or do you think with both sides kind of having that feeling out process that now there will be some big points maybe being scored, or also could still be just as close?
I think that I'm not the most qualified to be throwing around scores after my last prediction. I was well off, but yeah, I think it's going to be pretty competitive. I think the pressure's off the All Blacks this week. Obviously, they've had a pretty successful campaign. The coaches can breathe easy now. They've got another 2 years on their contract, and they've got the championship in the bag. So I think from that perspective, I think hopefully they can sort of just throw the ball around and have a good game. And I think the Springboks, obviously, they don't want to lose 4 in a row. So it's going to be an interesting arm wrestle anyway, put it that way.
Last time the All Blacks were able to win every game of the Rugby Championship was 2016. So it's been a little while since they have been able to get that Grand Slam, and they are sitting in a relatively good position. The Springboks, we did mention it last week that normally we don't see a couple kind of rougher performances from the Springboks in a row. But what do you think is slightly going wrong in terms of, is it the tactics, or is it just something not quite clicking out on the field? Because they did get close, 2 points difference between them and the All Blacks, but those games up against the Wallabies, definitely that second one, it was a little bit tougher for them. So what do you see them doing differently in this game as well to try and fix that?
Obviously, this game was the last game was a big improvement for the Springboks over the Australian games. I don't know if that's anything to do with just the lack of rugby that they've had, you know. And so obviously Australia and New Zealand, we've been going at it for a while. In terms of this game, it's hard to know. I think we're just going to have to wait and see. You know, it's just one of those things that's one of the best parts about it is you just never know, do you?
Yeah.
And I think they're a very proud country, so they're going to be giving it everything. And in terms of like the tactics, I don't think they're going to change now. So we're probably going to see they weren't far away, so they're getting there. They were like what, 2 minutes away from beating us.
Yeah.
So, the other thing too is that quite often with the All Blacks, we will drop one of these games, don't we? We play really, really well, and there's one game that we tend to drop every now and then. So it'll be interesting to see if we can keep that focus and continue and get the, well, I don't know what you call it. Do you call it a Grand Slam?
Yep, that's the one that's been thrown around. But like you mentioned, they seem to have interesting performances at times, the All Blacks. And last week we saw those handling errors. And you did actually mention briefly kind of beforehand what your thoughts were in terms of those handling errors and kind of where they came from. Would you like to kind of fill us in terms of what you think happened for them in that regard and how they can fix it going forward in these next matches?
Yeah. From my experience, like once again, when you're watching it from the comfort of your own home, you don't really know what the conditions are, you know. So it's easy to understand handling errors when it's raining, when you can see that there's a moisture on the field. In these areas, especially this time of the year, in the northern parts of Australia, can get really, really hot. So you're sweating a lot. And so that could have been partly to do with it, you know, and it's just sometimes you just lose a bit of focus. And when you've got a lot of moisture sort of on your forearms and sort of on your hands and on the ball, and it's a greasy type of, and we saw that in the World Cup, didn't we, at the early stages in Japan. how there was a lot of handling errors. So that could have had something to do with it. But knowing the All Blacks, they're going to put a lot of focus on that area. And I don't think we're going to see so many handling errors this week.
Yeah, because they have actually made quite a few changes in that backline as well. We have seen TJ Perenara going to be going off the bench with Brad Weber starting. Also, Anton Leonard-Brown added back into that midfield. 2 new wingers at this stage, Severis on the right wing and also Rieko Ioane out on the left. Do you feel that the All Blacks will try and get that ball out to the wingers as quickly as possible, or will they go for the more of their midfield hitting it up approach for this matchup?
I would love to see them spread the ball. I think this is probably that's the thing we like to see, But it's always hard to start. I like it. Richie Mo'unga, in terms of that, I think that he is very efficient in moving the ball. And both for me, even though he's a great player, tends to be a little bit individual, in my opinion. So he can sort of take the, which is good as well, but can kick the ball a lot, or probably not. In my view, he's probably not so efficient in terms of getting that ball sort of through the hands. And so it'd be interesting to see when he comes on as well, if that changes the game plan at all, in regards to getting the ball out wide,
Right, so we did actually see 38 kicks in total for the Springboks in that first match up against the All Blacks, which is just a huge number. We saw a lot of box kicks. We saw a few that were contestable in the air, but Geordie Barrett overall taking them very nicely. Now, something that you did mention as well to me just a little bit prior to filming was something that you noticed in terms of a technique that the Springboks were using to try and get that ball back a little bit more often. Would you like to explain that just a little bit more?
I think that obviously 38 is a huge amount, so they're doing a lot of practice with chasing these kicks. And I think part of it as well is to break up the defence. I was quite interested to see them kicking right at the end. They had like 2 minutes to go, and then they did about 2 or 3 of those kicks as well. So they're trying to create play from more or less like a very difficult to defend when you get these balls off a kick, because you haven't got like a set, from a scrum or from a line out or from a ruck. You have a set defence, But when you sort of getting balls that are slapped back from one of those kicks, the defence isn't set. It's obviously behind the defensive line. So one of the things that I noticed when I was watching it was it looked to me as if the one that was chasing the kick he was getting in front of the kick and where the kick was going to land and sort of coming back towards it. So then that stopped our fullback or even the winger from getting a clear shot at it. Otherwise, you sort of traditionally you'd be both competing for the ball like that, and you sort of both have an equal chance of one gets higher than the other. But it looked to me as if they were trying to get in front of that ball and then sort of jump towards it, which was sort of impeding our player. So there's a little technique that maybe that they were employing there, because a few times you could see that our players getting checked. They were getting sort of hit before they came in. So hopefully the All Blacks would have seen that and would try to adjust it. I don't think it's an illegal move, but it's an interesting one because it sort of interrupts the timing of the fullback or the winger who's running into the ball. So they're practicing this timing time and time again at training, trying to get it at that peak moment. But if you're getting hit or if somebody's in front of you and you've got to reach over him, it makes it more difficult. So obviously that's got something to do with the kick as well. If the kick, if you got time, you can do that, But if you haven't, obviously you've got to get that timing where you're both sort of competing for it at the same time. But if you've got enough time, you can sort of get in front of where the ball's going to land, and then jump back towards it. That sort of it gives it look like they were doing that on purpose, and they're giving them a little bit more of a chance to just get a hand to it, Because if you're trying to reach over the top of somebody, it's very difficult to catch it. Knowing from my experience, it's very challenging because you just got something in the way.
Yeah, and I mean that is coming from a lock as well, someone who is very tall in that regard. So even for someone who is taller to try and get that ball, kind of hit it back, it is very tricky, like you mentioned. And we saw throughout the match as well that those 50-51s, quite a few of the times they were falling on the side of the All Blacks as well, because Faf de Klerk, I believe it was Geordie Barrett in a post-match interview, he mentioned that Faf de Klerk, he's just got that ability of putting a bit of top spin or some sort of spiral on it that makes it very difficult to line it up in the air. So if you add a few players also contesting for that ball, does make it very difficult, and maybe some of those 50-51s could go the way of the Springboks. But something you mentioned a little bit earlier on about that physicality as well between the two sides, because we see week in, week out, anytime these two sides play, like there's going to be bruises out there on the field because both sides just play with that heart on their sleeve, just whacking into the breakdowns. Ethan Blackadder, for me, was one of the standouts in the 4-pack for the All Blacks as well, being brought into that starting lineup, into that number 7 jersey. He just played a very physical game in the breakdown, but we also saw the Springboks forwards doing the same thing. And do you think that the set piece of the Springboks, in terms of the rolling maul, the scrums, could be something that they may be able to edge in terms of that little bit of an advantage in their favour in this game up against the All Blacks this weekend, or in half an hour or so?
Yeah, obviously that's a huge area of focus, the set phase, because this is where everything comes from. Everything is like a domino effect. You know, if you can disrupt the line out or the scrum, everything that you've practiced, all your timing comes from those starter plays. And so by putting a lot of attention onto that area, and I think that you mentioned it earlier with the scrums, if you can disrupt that area, and you can make what you want to do against the All Blacks is create chaos. No? Try and create like dysfunction because they're so well organized. So if you can do that right at the beginning, you get a good chance of being able to disrupt the All Blacks flow, I suppose. The last thing you want the All Blacks is for them to get on a roll and get the ball in their hands and one phase after the next, you know, because you can be in trouble because of the skill level. But if you can put this something that the Lions put a huge amount of effort in on the tour in 2017, no, the Lions tour, I think, wasn't it? And so you saw them put a huge amount of pressure on our line out. You know, they were the ones that were sort of screaming over the top, weren't letting us make the balls, and that's what a lot of their game plan was based around. And then from there, just that hard defense. And so South Africa is similar in a lot of ways in terms of like they're trying to like put a lot of pressure on those set phases. So this is if New Zealand can get a solid platform there, we should be okay. Yeah.
This match, in only about half an hour, I believe, from when this video will be live on the channel, I will ask for that score prediction. I know that last week we were both a mile off, but we will try and forget that one in that regard this week. Exact score prediction. What are you going to be going with, mate?
Obviously, New Zealand, let's say 18-32. Few tries either side, but obviously New Zealand's going to score a few more, hopefully. Like I said, hopefully they can open the game up a little bit more and play some attacking rugby, and hopefully it's more than 32. We would like to see a high score, no?
Okay, so for myself, last week I said 29-24, and I wasn't very close, other than maybe that kind of score margin wasn't too far off. For this one, I'm going to go with the exact same score. I'm going to say it's going to be 29-24. I feel like that just sounds like a scoreline that could happen. And I don't want to say a different one and then have it be the exact same as that one if I did go with it. So I'm saying 29-24 in the favour of the All Blacks. And I think it's going to be a reasonably high scoring one, hopefully a bit free flowing. But we did see that kind of, I considered it a pretty awesome battle, getting to see how the kicking game of South Africa went up against that kind of counter-attacking rugby of the All Blacks throughout that one. And it should be a very exciting indeed. Another question I am going to ask you to make it even just that little bit more tough. First player to score a try in this match, who are you going to say it will be? We saw Will Jordan's second minute in that last one between the two sides.
You love these predictions.
I do. I never get them right, which is why I always love asking other people about them as well.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's worth big money if you can get it right, no? If you've got money on it, maybe go with Cody Taylor's playing, no?
Yes, he is indeed.
Cody Taylor starting?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's go him.
Alrighty. So I assume rolling maul?
Cheeky little line-out drive.
Yeah, liking it. Okay. I am going to say Rieko Ioane. I'll go with on that left wing side, and hopefully we do get to see that ball go out wide early on as well. But nonetheless, I guess with that being said, we are almost ready to throw it back over to myself in the studio. I will have the suit on, because as we know, anytime there is a big match, we got to wear the suit, we got to be dressed up and rearing to go. Kieran, he might even have a tie on. Who knows what is going to be taking place on that live stream. It will be a late night one here in New Zealand as well. But nonetheless, thank you very much once again for coming on the channel, mate. Hugely appreciated. And yeah, hope you do enjoy it as well.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
Alrighty, nonetheless, I will throw it back over to Hamish, which is me.
Right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, Johnny, for your donation before 420. Peace, y'all, peace, or love y'all, peace and prosperity too, as well. But thank you very much for all watching that little preview that we did with myself and Norm Maxwell. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that. The connection, like I mentioned at times, was a little bit patchy at times, but luckily, overall, it did come through not too badly. And once again, we will be showing the starting lineups and reserves for these two sides, as it is going to be a match that has taken place in only half an hour's time. It's getting closer and closer. First of all, looking at New Zealand for this one, Cody Taylor, and also he will be starting in the number 2 jersey. Like Norm mentioned, he thinks that he will be the man who can score the first try. Joe Moody and Nepo Lalala will be the props for this one as well. Brody Retallick starting at 4 with Scott Barrett at 5. Then the change for the All Blacks, although it is exactly what they were going to be going with for that first week match, other than the fact that Luke Jacobson ended up having to pull out with the stomach bug. So instead, Kiri Ioane at 6 now, Artie Savia at 7, and then Luke Jacobson takes that spot in the number 8 jersey. Brad Weber starting at 9 over TJ Perenara for this one, and Bowden Barrett will be at 10. David Arveli and Anton Leonard-Brown linking back up together. I believe the last game we saw that was maybe against Fiji or someone along those lines. So it's been a little while in that regard, but yeah, should be a very exciting midfield combo. Very solid indeed, and it should be a good base for that back line when you've got Rieko Ioane out on one wing, transitioning from that 13 jersey, and then Severis out on the other right wing. And then Geordie Barrett, good under the high ball last week. He will be starting in that number 15 jersey. We've also got, tell you what, we've got a whole heap of chat at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. We are sitting around 30 minutes or so away from the kickoff. And Linus, but cool interview, Hamish, as well. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate that a lot. And also, we have got there, Hamish. You should have asked him how far from that volcano he is, as well, says David, because I know he is in Spain at the moment. But yeah, I'm not too sure which part of Spain he is located in. I haven't actually asked in terms of the exact location, but he did say that he might be going to the game between New Zealand and Italy as one of those options. But he's very close to the border of Portugal, I believe, is kind of the location, although I don't know the exact city in that regard. But now looking through the lineup of the Springboks as well, Oxnard going to be at number 1. That is the first change in the starting lineup. And then Trevor Nakanye moves over to that number 3 jersey. He was 1 last week. Bongiel Manambi starting at number 2. Evan Etzebeth and Lou Diaga. Now the line-out time, it was causing a little bit of drama for the All Blacks there because they were able to steal that ball quite a few times. Definitely Diaga. So he'll be hoping to do the same in the set piece for this matchup. Sia Khaleesi at 6. Then at number 6, it will be Quagga Smith. And then Dwayne Vermeulen will be starting in their number 8 jersey. Once again, Faf de Klerk and Andre Pollard. They have gone with that 19 combo. They made a lot of kicks last week, but this week I think it will be a little bit more precise in where they are aiming those ones and really trying to get both teams contesting for the ball, because those 50-50s, last week a lot of them went the way of the All Blacks, but this week maybe a few could fall on the side of the box as well. Damien Delende and Lucanio will be the midfield, and then you have got Makazole Mapimpi, who scores a lot of tries normally for the Springboks, and then Sebo Nkosi, the only man to score a try last week for the Springboks in that matchup against the All Blacks, and then Willie LaRue will be starting at number 15 as well. We have got the donation from David as well. Thank you very much, mate. And he has said AB's 43 and a box 22 as well. So that's a very decent shout indeed, because last game it was 19 points to 17, and I was kind of expecting a close game, but I thought it might have been a little bit higher scoring in that regard. So maybe we will get to see some good tries being scored throughout this one. I believe my score prediction was 29 to 24. So whether or not that will happen, we will have to wait and see as well. But now looking through the benches of both of these sides, quite a few changes for the All Blacks here as well. Safa Mua, George Bauer, then Ofa Tuangafasi will be the replacement front row. Ethan Blackadder, he is a player who did actually get put into the starting lineup last week. And Tui Pelotu coming off the bench last week for that matchup against the Springboks as well. But Ethan Blackadder is a name. I mentioned him even before Tui Pelotu. He's going to be one of those impact players in the later stages of this match. I just have that little bit of a feeling. TJ Perenara also will get a good late opportunity. Richie Moonga, he's out of quarantine. He is rearing to go, I should say, for the All Blacks in this matchup. He'll be open to be able to have a good return to the Rugby Championship, and then also maybe try and secure himself a spot in that starting lineup for the match up against the USA coming up in only a few weeks' time. I almost said Damien Delenda, but Damian McKenzie will be starting at number 23 for this one as well. As the game started, not quite. We are around 20 to 25 minutes, I believe, away from this match taking place, and we will be providing the live commentary as always on the channel. So if you guys are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more stuff planned for these live streams in the future, including actually on this live stream. We've already had our interview with the ex-All Black. We've got an interview. It's a little bit of an unorthodox one. I have mentioned it a few times, but it is actually interviewing my uncle who was going to the game. It was an unorthodox one. He had just been to the pub, but we decided to film a short wee interview, which will be coming up in a very short moment. Also, Malcolm Marks in the number 16 jersey already scoring 3 tries for the Springboks so far, so he will be hoping to continue that as well. And while we are at it, these are where the leading point scorers were sitting before the match that did just take place between the Wallabies and the Pumas. So Hongre Pollard sitting on 54, Geordie Barrett sitting on 39. Andrew Callaway will actually be sitting on 35 now after scoring himself 3 tries as well. So he'll be hoping to keep on building that momentum heading into the Northern Hemisphere. Stephen Kitsoff and Vincent Koch are going to be the replacements for the front row of the Springboks. Mostert and Jasper Wiese returns last match. He did have his judicial hearing. That did mean that he was unavailable to be able to take part in that last one, but he is back now, and he is replacing Marco van Staden, who unfortunately has ended up in a little bit of an awkward predicament, getting that injury, which is a big shame because he was playing very well in that game. Definitely the impact player off the bench for the Boks in that one as well. Yeah, he's got their uncles are always a coin toss. Hopefully he's a good lad as well, says a passionate. Also, we have got their uncle that was just at the pub. Okay, this sounds like trouble as well. Says Johnny Plays. It's an interesting one. He is an All Black supporter. He also loves the Crusaders. And it's also one of those ones that overall, I don't think I had to censor too much. He just says what's on his mind, which sometimes doesn't sound too great at times, but nonetheless, also Yankees, and then it's also Francis Stein, who will be coming off the bench in the later stages of this game. But we are only a few moments away from the kickoff, like I mentioned, around that 20 to 25 minutes. It sounds like a wee while, but it will fly by. I can guarantee that. Looking at the pre-match here while we are at it as well, the New Zealand side, 25 tries so far throughout this Rugby Championship compared to the 10 of the Springboks, 39 clean breaks to the 8. Meters carried almost double here for the All Blacks as well. Defenders beaten is practically double as well. The offload, that is a big stat right there. 53 offloads for the All Blacks compared to the 9 of South Africa. And if they can continue to keep that offload game going, it will be similar to that game up against the Wallabies, where that pace of the back line, just being able to keep on going and going and going, might start to wear down the Boks in the later stages of that one as well. And we have their 96 like, as well as his captain Cheers. So we are already almost on the 100. So thank you all very much for that, indeed. And we have also got the donation from Tesla once again. It is $4.20. And we have got Cheers Irish, awesome commentary, and go the ABs as well. Thank you very much for that donation, mate. His uncle, his name isn't Uncle George, is it? As well, says David. It is not. It is actually a different name than George. I was going to have George on for the commentary, or originally we were going to have him on for one of these 2 commentary ones, but unfortunately, I believe he is a little bit worse for wear at the moment with a little bit of sickness, so he wasn't able to come around for this one. But he will be watching it at his house, and I'm sure he will have plenty to say about this one as well. First try by Marks as well, says RVZ. So that would be him coming off the bench as well. So that will be interesting to see how it goes for him. But normally he does score tries off the bench. Malcolm Marks was able to get 2 of them in that game up against, I believe it was Argentina, if I'm not wrong. Hamish, who you going for, says Christopher. I am from New Zealand, but as you guys know, I always call these games down the middle. I got the exact same score margin for the last game as well, says Novmama. So that would be, I feel like I should be able to remember it, but unfortunately I've forgotten it straight off the bat. I believe it was about 34 points to something. I'm going to 32 points to 17 was the score, unless you're going 19 to 17 as well, perhaps. The exact same as the last All Blacks game. In that regard, and we have also got their Go Box, says Yuri, and also we have got their God bless, good old Marika as well, says it was Sebastian, and also we have from De Uso, who would have thought Box might leave Australia winless as well. It is something that not too many people at all would have been expecting for the Springboks, but that's what makes the Springboks side. They've got that ability of being able to adapt, and we haven't seen it yet in Australia that they've been able to get a win, which is why I feel like they will be fighting so hard in this game to be able to get it, which is why it could be a very exciting finish to this game as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was relatively close. Looking at this stat from last week, just the 1 try for both of these sides. Clean breaks relatively even as well, but the running meters for the All Blacks were a little bit more. Defenders beaten also. And we have got there, Hamish, get a few, or get the boys from the local pub. Get them on for a quick comment as well, says Shauna. I mean, it would be interesting, that is for sure. I have got the interview with my uncle that I will actually put up very, very soon if you guys are keen to see it. I will bring it up, and it's around 5 minutes long or so. I pretty much get roasted during that 5 minutes. Same with the Springboks and same with the All Blacks in that regard. He was just going after everyone, but he's going to be at the game for this match, so hopefully it is a good one in that regard. But we are 20 minutes away from the kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting very close, and once again, we will quickly show who exactly is involved into this match. The All Blacks at this stage, they were able to get 2 wins over the Wallabies, 2 wins over Argentina, and then a very narrow win over the Springboks in the last week's match. Then looking at the Springboks for this one, 2 wins up against Argentina, close games for the ones up against the Wallabies, but in the end, 2 going the wrong way. And then in this game, last week, another game that they only lost by 2 points. They will not want that to happen in this game. Once again, we have what's got there.
in the chat as well. AB's all day, and hello from Stanley as well. Welcome in, mate. Full power to the All Blacks as well, says Max Man. Also, we have got there my uncle is a poacher as well, says Boars and Deer. True story as well, says Sebastian. I want a good game and Dwayne Vermeulen not to get injured, says Greg Gower. And of course, now heading to Ulster after this one as well, after we have the Northern Hemisphere tour for both of these sides, the Springboks and the All Blacks. The All Blacks have 5 matches. Italy, also Ireland, Wales. I believe it is going to also be, there's another name that I need to think of. There's one other team, USA, of course, and then there is the one other who I can't quite think of, France. That's a big name to forget. That is for sure. And we also got there, and there Sever Reese for the first try from Stanley Murphy as well. And nonetheless, I guess at this stage, we will quickly jump over to that interview that I did show. It is a pre-recorded one, so I have had a chance to cut it down just a little bit more. Hopefully it does run smoothly. But yeah, I will mention once again, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel as well, because we are going to be covering plenty of international rugby. But nonetheless, hope you guys do enjoy this interesting interview, to say the least. Right, so with me today in the studio, I have got actually my uncle. He is actually going to be going to the game in person for this one. He is in Australia at the moment. He goes for the Crusaders. He is a lock. Well, he's not a lock, but he's very tall. So he seemed like the perfect fit in this regard. What position did you play, out of curiosity?
I was a cricketer.
Nailed it. Right, but nonetheless, I guess jumping straight into a little bit of a review of the last match that we did witness. All Blacks versus Springboks. What did you think overall of the performance from the All Blacks in this game?
The South Africans dominated the game, but I think they're their own worst enemies with that little halfback kicking all the time. We were lucky to win, but I thought that was a good sign. If you play bad and still win, you got to be happy. You got to be happy with that.
Right. So the reason that I have decided to get you on the channel as well, mate, is because you are going to be heading to that game, Cbus Super Stadium, the double header, second game between the All Blacks and the Springboks, the last of the Rugby Championship. How do you see it going in terms of a score? Do you think it will be higher than the last match, or do you think it will be also just that kind of very close encounter between the two sides once again?
I think with the changes that they've made this week, they're going to win by 15-20, hopefully.
Okay.
And hopefully they get Richie on as soon as possible at first 5. And, yeah, we'll be a totally different side.
Like I mentioned, Crusaders supporter through and through here, my uncle here. So he will be glad, I assume, with the changes, with the likes of having a Sever Reese, although he was replacing Will Jordan, of course. Out on the other wing, you're actually losing George Bridge for Rico Ioane. How do you feel about that transition on that side?
Yeah, I think George Bridge had a shocker last week. So, yeah, he had to get dropped, unfortunately. He's still a good player. But I don't think Sever Reese is much taller than George. In fact, I think he's shorter, isn't he?
I don't think he's got that same height as the likes of a Geordie Barrett, who we saw under the high ball phenomenal last week overall for the All Blacks, which is why he has got maybe the start over Damian McKenzie in that number 15 jersey, which I know you're a big fan of course, Damian McKenzie.
Since when?
Since he, he's got the mullet, he's got the same haircut as the Crusaders players, If you got a mullet, you are more likely to score a try for the All Blacks. That is actually a guaranteed stat at the moment.
He should have signed on with the Crusaders. He would be a much better player.
I mean, he's already got the haircut, so he would fit right in. But yeah, I guess another question as well in that regard is along the lines of that kicking game. We did see a lot of kicks, 38 to be exact, for the Springboks in that first game. Do you see the kicking game being as kind of prominent in this match up against the All Blacks, seeing as it is slightly different conditions, and they have gone with the relatively same backline though? So do you see it as one of their factors that they will try and add into their game?
Well, it's the only thing they can do, isn't it? There's no use giving it to the centres. They've never touched the ball for a few tests.
I mean, I would try and argue, but you're almost correct there. Mapimpi out on the wing, I think, has touched the ball maybe less than 10 times in the Rugby Championship, and he has started every game, which is one of those stats.
They wouldn't have to wash their jerseys, would they? They won't be dirty.
Only for the tackling, of course, having to make a few of those throughout the match as well. It's going to be an exciting game. Right, so something else that I do ask all of my guests as well is first try scorer of the game, the exact player who you're saying will be able to score the first try of the match for the All Blacks or for the Springboks, depending on who you are going for in that regard.
Oh, you don't have to worry about the Springboks, but it'll be Havili. David Havili. Yep.
Okay. All right. He has scored 3 tries so far in the Rugby Championship.
And Richie, when he comes on, will score 2 tries.
That's a bold prediction. But of course, you know why they are so good at scoring tries?
Because he's a Crusader.
And the mullet. It's the mullet. You know, you got to get yourself a mullet. How many likes for yourself to chop it into kind of the shape of a mullet?
My hair.
Should I get a mullet maybe one day? Who knows?
What about a girlfriend?
Touche there. The most unorthodox interview I think I've done. And I have interviewed George. But yeah, I guess, so you're going to say David Havili as your first try scorer. And what I will also do is push you for a prediction in terms of the score of this match.
I'd say 35-15.
And of course, that is to the All Blacks.
Of course it is, yes. And you'll be surprised to say 5 penalties from the South Africans.
Okay, so you're not giving them a single try?
No.
Alrighty.
No, George Bridge isn't playing.
You heard it here first. Springboks
Can't say that.
But nonetheless, I guess that is almost going to be the end of just a very short little interview that we have done with my uncle here. Do you guys want to see him on the channel more? If you do, be sure to let me know.
No.
I'm sure. I mentioned the Cricket World Cup to you.
You need it. You need a girlfriend, Hamish. You need a girlfriend.
Sadly, it's just me and the cat and Kieran at the moment. The boys, the lads.
And we all know what you did to Kieran the other night.
But nonetheless, I guess on that note, we're going to be passing it back over into the studio with myself and Kieran. I will be wearing a suit now for this one, though.
Never interview me after the pub.
It's a very decent shout in that regard. But nonetheless, I hope you do enjoy the games that you are going to be going to. And yeah, hopefully they do put on a good performance in that regard. But yeah, thank you very much for coming on for this interview, mate.
No worries. Say happy birthday to Gracie tomorrow.
Alrighty, I will be sure to, indeed.
Happy birthday, Gracie. I'm sure she watches your channel religiously.
I'm sure she does. She would be one of about our 4 female viewers, I would think.
No wonder you haven't got a girlfriend.
That is true. I'm getting destroyed, aren't I? But nonetheless, I guess we will throw it back over to myself. But yeah, we will see you all in a very short moment.
See you later, Hamish.
Right, we are back in the studio. That was definitely the most interesting interview, I should say. Like I did say beforehand, he very much loves himself, the All Blacks, very much loves himself, the Crusaders. Believe it or not, I'm not actually a Crusader supporter, but it is one of those situations. A lot of Crusaders going to be out on the field for this one, but at this stage, we are only around 10 minutes away from the kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Put the suit on, mate, as well. Just like that magic. That was a pre-recorded interview last night after he had been at the pub, unfortunately, in that regard. But yeah, it was a very interesting one. We have got the Hamish. He's a bloody crack up, mate. I thought Kieran looked odd as well. Says David Ever. Also, we have got the, that was funny. Yes, says Dean. And also, we have got their uncle brother was a savage. He was indeed. Seems like he seems to think that I need a girlfriend, which he probably isn't too wrong there. But at this stage, we will show the starting lineups for both of these sides once again, as we are, like I mentioned, only about 10 minutes away from the kickoff. We will start with the Springboks here, and we will look through the front row. In this match, they are going to be going with Oxnashay at number 1. He has only got 5 test caps, but will be looking to have a big impact in this game. Bongi Umbanambi at 2, and then it will be Trevor Nakanye moving from the number 1 jersey out to the other wing in that number 3 for this matchup. Then looking at the locks, Evan Etzebeth getting very close to those 100 caps. Maybe we'll be able to bring it up early next year in that regard. And Luta Yaga, very good in the line-out still, able to get the ball for the All Blacks, against the All Blacks very nicely indeed. Then looking at the loose forward trio, Sia Khaleesi, 30th cap as test captain. He is going to be going up to the 4th most test captain for Springboks. That was a weird sentence, but he is going to be right up there. Sia Khaleesi, Quagga Smith at number 7, and then Dwayne Vermeulen going to be starting at number 8. Looking at the 19 combo, unchanged from last week, Faf de Klerk, and then also Andre Pollard will be starting in that number 10 jersey for this game. A lot of kicking, like I mentioned. So whether or not they decide to go for that same technique alongside maybe a couple more runs or cross kick could be a nice little addition to the Springboks game for this match as well. Lukanu and Damian Dialende making up the midfield for this matchup. And then we look at the outside backs. It's going to be Makazole Mapimpi. Only 21 test caps, has scored over 15 tries for the Springboks. Sebo Nkosi, he only has 15 test caps and he scored last week and will be open to do the same in this match also. And then also, it will be Willie Leroux who will be starting at number 15 for this match. I just realized my microphone was beside my head, so that is why probably didn't sound too clear, but nonetheless, we have got it back down now. Malcolm Marks, he will be loving himself a rolling maul in the later stages of this one. Stephen Kitsoff and Vincent Koch, the replacement front row. Franco Mostert, Jesper Visa, Herschel Yankees, Elton Yankees, and then Franz Stein will be the rest of the players coming off the bench for the Springboks. I see at this stage, we have got a whole heap of people in the chat, so I do appreciate every single one of you for being here for this one. And also, we have got there to Bad Bok going back to Africa with an L as well, says Jeffrey. And also, we have got there, I'm a big fan, says Bill. Thank you very much, mate. Suit on top, shorts and jandals below QES as well, says Floyd. And also, we have got there, Hamish is getting quite popular. It's weird to think that I was around since before 1K subs. Yeah, it's pretty insane the amount of support that we have had from you guys in like the recent weeks. Love the hardball collar. It is just a shirt that's way too big for me. Like this one, I used to wear it back when I was in school, but I have lost a little bit of weight since then, so it doesn't quite fit the way that it should, but it's very just solid. Doesn't seem to move very much, so hopefully can get myself a new shirt at some stage very soon. But now we will look through the All Blacks starting lineup and see exactly what they have decided to go with. Few changes for them here. Joe Moody at number 1, Cody Taylor at 2, and Nepo Lulala at 3 to have an unchanged starting lineup for the front row. Then also the locks unchanged from last week, but then the loose forwards is where we really start to see a few more changes creeping in for the All Blacks. Looking at this one, it is going to be a Kiriwani at number 6, only 9 test caps. Didn't have the best game last week, but will be hoping to improve. Has a lot of defenders beat him throughout this Rugby Championship as well. And then Luke Jacobson slots into 8 with the captain, Artie Savia, moving from 8 from last week, going back to the 7 for this one as well. Then looking at the 19 combo, it's going to be Brad Weber starting this one with Beauden Barrett only 3 test caps away from bringing up the 100. Then also looking at the centres, David Arveli and Anton Leonard-Brown is the combo they have decided to go with here. The All Blacks have decided that is going to be the stable option in the midfield to then open up these guys on the outside. Rico Ioane, Sever Reese out on each wing. Lots of pace, lots of potential under the high ball as well, perhaps. And then Geordie Barrett had a very good game last week in terms of being able to take that ball any time that the Springboks put it high in the air, but then there were a couple of times that it was a little bit loose, and then from there, the Springboks try to attack and find that bit of momentum that they need in this game. But Joe Moody at the moment, he's running his way out onto the field, so we are getting very close. Safa Moore coming off the bench for this one, who is just an absolute bulldozer for Wellington in the Bunnings NPC, and for the Hurricanes, George Bauer at 17, Ofa Tuangafasi, Patrick Tuipulotu, and Ethan Black out of the rest of the replacements for the All Blacks for the 4-pack. Then TJ Perenara, the returning Richie Mo'unga, out of his quarantine. He is raring to go. And Damian McKenzie, also a bit of fly half cover in that regard, but maybe slots in at fullback instead. But nonetheless, now we are going to be ready to go almost for this match. We have also got going Hamish as well, says Charles Lecoq. And also we have got there, bro, we can start a crowdfund to buy you a shirt as well, says Charles Lecoq. And also we have got there, Richie looks scary as well, says Novmum. Yeah, those models from Rugby Challenge, they look a little bit rough at times, I'll be honest, but hopefully you guys are able to work out who those players are. But like I mentioned, something I didn't mention actually is TJ Perenara. He is going to be bringing up his 75th cap off the bench here. So there's a lot of experienced players out there for the Springboks in their starting lineup, and also a lot of experience off the bench for the All Blacks in this game as well. I can't say I lost weight after leaving school, missing the dinners as well, says David McNulty. Now, pretty much it was just a case of, I guess I just ended up eating a lot more food, I guess you could say, back then. But now I don't actually have as much. But yeah, the collar, the shirt is still too big. The shoulders of this part are still a little bit too small, so it's quite tight in that regard. I can't really move around too much or else I rip it straight off my shoulders. But overall, it's not too bad. In that regard, we have got there. You should reach out to Gene DeVilliers and Skulk Burger via their podcast. I'm sure they would be glad to visit for a box game due to impressive commentary as well, says it Luke. So maybe one day we will be able to get more players on the channel. We have recently had our interview with Norm Maxwell and All Black, which is absolutely awesome. But now we are very, very close to being for the national anthems of these two sides. We used to live stream the game. Unfortunately, due to licensing, if I was to show any match footage or audio, we would get taken straight off YouTube. So I do apologize in advance for everyone in that regard, but I will be providing the commentary, and I can also let you know exactly where to find the highlights straight after it. Is that a dig at Mum's Cooking as well, says Charles? Nah, not really. It was just the fact that like school lunches, you pretty much just shoved everything you could in your lunchbox and go from there. I'm gonna say it again, Whainā Nuku over Enor plus Bridge as well, says Jeffrey. And also we have got there, do you think it will be a 4 lose for the Springboks, says Sergio? I don't want to see it, but at this stage, I think if they have a little bit of something hidden away in their arsenal for this game, the Springboks, they have got a decent chance of being able to use that physicality to their advantage in this game. I don't expect it to be a runaway for that regard for either side. I said 29-24 for my prediction to the All Blacks. And then how does it go on, lads? Let's get the W as well, says Carlos. Welcome in, mate. And the mullet Blacks as well. Says Dwayne, of course, about 7 of them rocking the mullets at the moment. Even the guys off the bench are going to be having them as well. Do you reckon the score margin will reach 40 as well? Says Ed, I don't believe so. I think it will be doing pretty decently to reach 15 even for this match, but who knows? I am terrible with my predictions, so it could be the case Rico getting the first try as well. So it says it could be the case he's out on that left wing side for this match rather than in the centres where he was last week. Will there be live streaming? Unfortunately, I am unable to show any match footage or audio. We will have a scoreboard though, and we will be talking through everything that is happening in that match. Go Pakistan as well. Says one bad man, and also we have got there in the chat, let's go ABs from Floyd. And do let me know in that poll in the chat who you guys think is going to be winning this game. I will quickly see exactly how many votes we have had on that one. I expect that we've probably had a few hundred already, which does make it very awesome indeed. So we are sitting at the moment. The poll is not there. Surely I started the poll. Has the poll disappeared? Maybe it has. I do not see the poll. So maybe there is no poll. We'll have to wait and see whether or not. Is there a poll for you guys? Do let me know, but that is the national anthem of the All Blacks. It is done at the moment. So now we will have to wait and see whether or not it is going to be in the situation of what haka we're going to get. But first, we have got the Springboks national anthem as well. Box tactic for this week. Kick, 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 smash, 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 repeat as well. New Zealand 40. And also, we have got there All Blacks will get hammered. Watch the space there, signs, and also 157 likes already. So if you guys haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are here every single weekend with some rugby. We are going to be covering all the games in the Northern Hemisphere for both of these sides, including South Africa playing England, which is going to be a massive matchup indeed. And we have what's got the oversized suit, mandatory classic bro as well. Yeah, pretty much it is. The shirt is way too big. This part is pretty much squeezing the insides out of me at this stage, but we have what's got there in the chat as well. Kiwi Lads rocks, All Blacks wins as well, says the root. Or the group, sorry, and also we have got their weekend crowd, or can we crowdfund an update for Katie Dixon's PC? She's a loyal supporter as well, says Rian. I didn't actually see the one about the PC updating, unfortunately, but we have got there in the chat from Era has said you should have a permanent banner on screen explaining the copyright issue as well, says Era. Normally, even when I do have that up, people still ask the same question and kind of still end up, like I think I actually got asked it more when I had that banner up a few months ago. So unfortunately, it's one of those ones that when you have it up there, then people kind of remember to ask about it. But I will be sure to keep you guys informed about why we cannot show it. But pretty much it is because we don't want to get sued, because Sanzar would well and truly do it as well. A poll was there as well, says Brett. So for some reason, it hasn't come up for myself, which seems kind of strange. I have only got the become a member one. Oh, I hear myself in my ears. What's just happened? Oh, there I am. Okay, I was actually on the screen by myself. I could hear myself talking. I was like, where did that come from? But we have got there one moment for the South African supporters who are about to see their team smashed. RIP as well, says username. Those are fighting words at the start of a match. That is for sure. But we are hearing the national anthem of South Africa. And you know that those guys haven't given up. Sia Khaleesi there singing his lungs out, because this is going to be him now moving into the 4th most test captain for the Springboks as well. Just enjoy Hamish's great commentary as well, says Andy Watson. Also, we have got that. Let's go. All Blacks, says Fred, and also the Bok from Wild Sano as well. 10K on the books. Nando's later as well, says Einstein. Also, we have got there in the chat. Johnny Glaze, you are one of us too, bro. New Zealand plus South Africa are family. And that's the thing. The respect shown between these two guys, or these two teams, I should say, is just absolutely phenomenal. Every single time we see it. Do you think YouTube in the future allow people to stream matches? I think it depends. The All Blacks are allowed to do it for like past matches, but not really newer matches as well. At work, listening to this, priorities as well, says the May 5. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the last time we will get to see the Springboks and the All Blacks play for a little while. Adi Savia at the front of the haka now, and it is about to get serious because TJ Perenara, he has got a very serious face on. Ethan Blackett is a scary individual. He's got the mullet as well. Always look forward to Hamish's commentary. Good to see you, mate, as well, says Oliver. Right back at you, mate. It is great to see you all here so early for this match as well. We are only a few moments away from kickoff. The wait is about to be over, and this match is about to be upon us. Sia Khaleesi, he is concentrated at the moment because he wants to get the Springboks their first win of this Rugby Championship on Australian soil, 3 in a row at the moment. The All Blacks going for the Grand Slam, but the big question is whether or not they can get that. I just realized by reaching down, I can actually still talk into my microphone, because I used to have it. I'm all blurry now. There we go. We are back. Good vibes as well from Lizzie. And also we have got, there goes South Africa, says Elton, and haka leader, says Carlos. It is TJ Perenara at the moment. At the front, it is Adi Savia, Rico Ioane, and Cody Taylor. Bongi Umbanambi does not look impressed at the moment. Oh, so I've got a bit of the goosebumps going on at the moment. I think I'm more nervous for this game than I was for the first match. The first match was the 100th. This one is the 101st, but there's a lot on the line for this game as well. Both sides going to be playing for that pride of their countries as well. The Springboks want to get themselves back on that winning track, heading into the Northern Hemisphere. And I'm very excited for it as well. We're not even going to be second as well, says Alan. That is true. Even if the Springboks do win this one, it does mean that it is still going to be Australia finishing on 18 points just above them. But now that is the haka done, ladies and gentlemen. Goosebumps are upon us here, and I'm very nervous for this game. As you guys know, I call these games down the middle on this channel, and we are ready to go for the last match of the Rugby Championship. How's things? I'm on break, so I can watch this as well, says Devante. I'm nervous. I'm not normally nervous for these games, but this one just feels like it's a massive one. Don't think they have done Kapa Opanga twice in a row as well, says No Mum. That is a good point, but I guess they are saving it for those massive occasions. It's South Africa win by 20 as well, says Berenice. And also we have got there, don't think they have done, I read that one in South Africa 23, New Zealand 7, as well as the big prediction there. Nonetheless, we are just about at kickoff. It is going to be an English referee for this match. We had Luke Pearce last week, but this week it is going to be a different Englishman who I aren't going to show on the screen yet, unfortunately for them, but we have got there. This should be secure. This win should secure the World Cup loss as well, says this news. And also we have got there, Samoa is listening. Go ABs, says Leonard as well. And 420 non-stop. Let's go, says Donny Blaze. I'm going to be here all the time, says Brandon. And at this stage, this game is going to be kicking off at 11:08 or so New Zealand time. But South Africa is going to be kicking off this game. There's going to be Matthew Carley in charge of this one. Damon Murphy and Jordan Way as the assistant referees. And he looks nervous as well, the referee. He knows that this one's going to be an absolute slugfest between these two sides. We will put up our scoreboard. We will be ready to go. And ladies and gentlemen, the rugby is just about to be upon us. It's going to be now Andre Pollard kicking this one off here for the Springboks, and we are underway, and it's going to be the Springboks kicking this one off left to right. Rieko Ioane taking it straight away and tackled down by Etzebeth on the 22. Going to be fired back across here. Brad Weber gives it to big Brody Retallick, getting the carry tackle by Umbanambi. And at this stage, it looks like the All Blacks are going to be setting up for the kicking opportunity. Brad Weber puts it high. Tried to charge it down there. It's a bit, but wasn't quite able to line it up to Wayne Vermeulen, taking that one very nicely. Tackled by Rieko Ioane, about 45 metres out now. It's going to be going back. Trevor Nakanye getting his first carry. He is starting at 3 rather than where he was last week, which was number 1, Andre Pollard in the pocket, and he receives the ball from Faf de Klerk, and it's going to be the first kick of the day. Geordie Barrett solid under the high ball, takes it 25 metres out from his own line. Weber once again looking like he is going to be firing this back. Beauden Barrett now looking like he was going to be kicking this one, but instead now Rieko Ioane, they're going for a bit of a backline movement. Akira Ioane inside ball to Cody Taylor now, and he is trying to pierce the line. He was able to pierce it early on in the last week's match, and it was the try of Will Jordan that was very early on, I should say, but Beauden Barrett now kicking this one in behind, trying to see the space. 40 metres out now, Faf de Klerk receives it, looking for the kick once again. He's kicked it in behind, going for a bit of a 50-22 perhaps, but taken nicely by Beauden Barrett, and that is going to be the mark as well for that man there. What we are going to quickly do here as well while we're at it, we are going to see whether or not the scoreboard will behave itself. I will refresh it and see if it is going to be showing. Normally it would in this regard, but it has decided that for some reason it does not like me too much for this one. But as soon as that does start updating itself, we will be sure to have it up on the channel as well. But a good take straight away from Geordie Barrett. And we have got there, could you put the game on the screen? Unfortunately, due to licensing, if it was to show any match footage or audio, it would get us taken straight off YouTube and we would get banned for 3 months. So I do apologize in advance. Why do people think he can show the game for free? Pretty much, I guess it's, for a lot of people, this is probably not really a concept they have seen before of me just kind of talking about the game, because normally with commentary, you do have that match alongside you type thing. But yeah, at this stage now, we are just waiting to see who will be able to strike first in this match. Bongi Umbanambi with this line out throw 2 minutes into this game at the moment here for the Springboks, and Etzebeth claims that line out time set up for the rolling maul, and Umbanambi has got it at the back 50 metres out now from the All Blacks line, and it is creeping forward now. He's still on the back, so they aren't allowed to take him out yet. Still rolling forward here for the Springboks, and it is looking very good indeed for them. Now they're going to be 40 metres out, and now Bongi Umbanambi once again going to be giving this ball back to Faf de Klerk. They are still 40 metres out. I don't believe he will be kicking this one. He passes it back across instead. Damien Delende now. Yes, Pavisa trying to break the line, but he has been dragged down still. Faf de Klerk once again going back. Andre Pollard looks like a cutout pass could have been on there. Lukanu Arm fires it out to Makazole Mapimpi with the step, but he has been tackled there by Anton Leda Brown. The ball pops free, but it is going to be a high tackle, and it does mean now that it is going to be going the way of the box in the early stages of this one as well. And we have got there show the game on the camera. Unfortunately, that still gets taken down off YouTube for licensing, or copyright, I should say, because of the fact that we could end up getting sued if we were to show any match footage or audio. And it's one of those ones. I think a lot of people want us to be able to show it, but I don't think they will be helping us out with the bills when they do end up suing us there. Sanzar But yeah, at this stage, we will try our best to keep you informed about the commentary. Straight after the game, it will be available on the All Blacks YouTube channel, the highlights of this game as well. And while I am at it, I am just getting up that scoreboard because for some reason, it does not like it too much. But a high tackle from Anton Leonard-Brown there does lead to the Springboks now getting the first chance at points in this game now. We will go like this. We will go like this. We are quickly doing a little bit of a last-minute adjustment on the stream because of the fact our normal scoreboard has decided that they don't want to cover this game. So we are going to go like this, and we are going to put this on here. But Andre Pollard going to be taking on this first kick of the match, and he will be able to line this one up straight down the middle and give the Springboks a nice early lead in this game. But nonetheless, we will go like this. We will go like that as well. I will be reading your chat in a very short moment indeed. I am just setting up the scoreboard so that when Andre Pollard kicks this one straight down the middle, it will be ready to go. And the Springbok, oh no, he's hit that one terribly, Andre Pollard. It's way out to the right, and it does now remain at 0-0 in this matchup. But now we will have our scoreboard. Bowden Barrett has taken that one and kicked it straight down into touch as well. So an early miss for Andre Pollard in this matchup. Right, we'll get this one back up right now as we will go like this. Right, I have got it back, and now we will be screen sharing so that you guys can see exactly what the score is in this match. We still aren't able to show any match footage or audio in that regard, but we will have this one up on the screen so that you guys can see exactly what the score is. And in that regard, we have got the odds seemed have Waltzing Matilda for the anthem as well. And my single cousin in Christchurch wants to know if you're shaving a mustache in New Zealand. It's a good question, I guess, in that regard, but it was one of those forfeits that when the Springboks lost that first game up against the Wallabies, I actually had to shave the rest of the face, but now it's going to be Andre Pollard, Sibon Nkosi getting the carry, but all the possession at this stage going the way of the Boks. It's going to be Sia Khaleesi, the captain, 30th test cap as captain for that man in this game, but straight in that breakdown now, Ardie Savia rips it away, and the All Blacks have got the ball back now, 30 metres out from their line. Brad Weber fires it back, Havili firing the wide ball, gone through the hands of Cody Taylor. It's a massive error, but it's going to be bouncing back. Lukanyuam, little flick out the back, drawn pass, and Damien Dialende scores the first try of the match, and Cody Taylor is not happy because that is going to be possibly a massive mistake from that man, and now it does mean that the Springboks are going to take the lead in the early stages of that game. So straight away now we know that the Springboks are not going to be on nil for this one. I know a few people predicted that, but it's going to be a big one as well. Ardie Savia able to get the turnover, but then in the breakdown it just didn't quite work out, and it is going to be Damien Dialende. Hasn't scored too many throughout this series so far, but was able to get himself one there. And now the Springboks take the lead early on in this game as well, but Damien Dialende, the man who was able to score it, I will add that one to the try scorer sheet. And like Justin Marshall was saying, they are bringing something to the party. A little bit of the flick out the back from the Kanyuan, drawn pass from Nkosi. And now we will add that one onto the scoreboard as well. We are early in this match, ladies and gentlemen, and the Springboks are able to strike first, but we will add the All Blacks try scorers to the list. And at this stage, it is going to say not applicable, but a very nice try there for the Boks. We'll go like that. There we go. And Andre Pollard strikes it. He's hit the post and it's bounced back. So it's still going to remain 5-0 for the Springboks in the early stages of this one as well. We have got a lot of people in the chat who are very happy as well by the looks of it with that try of Damien Dialende. And damn it, man, sucks for us, New Zealand, but nice try, South Africa. It was a very nice flick out the back from Lukanyuam. And the only way, like they are saying, that he was going to be able to pass that ball out with the defence was to flick it around the back. He kind of did it right around the back of the back. Back of the back, that's the thing. And Sibon Nkosi in the end able to finish that one off for the All Blacks there, but now, or sorry, for the Springboks, it was David Dialende, but now it's going to be bouncing on the side of the All Blacks. They've retained their own kickoff, and they are looking like they're going to be trying to fire straight back. Ardie Savia now trying to break the line 30 metres out here for the All Blacks. They've got the advantage, or they have now got advantage over loose ball. Geordie Barrett takes it nicely, just shunts away Sibon Nkosi. It did muscle up, and it's Lukanyuam goes round the side of the breakdown and ends up giving away the penalty. And now the question is for the All Blacks, do they take the 3 points or do they decide to do something else, go for the corner perhaps? Damien, or sorry, as Anton Leonard-Brown, Damien's on the mind at the moment, that is for sure, after scoring that first try of the match as well. Get Pollard off now, says David. It is already 2 missed kick for that man, unfortunately, but now the first opportunity here for the All Blacks to be able to get themselves some points on the board here in the early stages of this game as well. But Geordie Barrett just shunting off Sibon Nkosi, but fair play to Nkosi. He was able to hang on to that ankle and was able to drag the man down as well. 2 kicks missed, Jay Mayhead as well, and we have got their Mahat, says Navmum, and they actually ran the ball, and it looked good as well when they did do it. So maybe it's one of those ones that they're going to be adapting that kicking game also into a little bit more running rugby in this one, and it could have the All Blacks on the back foot in the early stages, depending on how it goes. But I will mention, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be covering all of the games for these matches that are coming up in the future. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want access to exclusive channel membership emojis, it is that pinned comment in the chat, and it does help support us out as well. And what is going on as well, it says Nas see, I don't know whether or not we need to throw around those kind of names in here, mate. You are winning at the moment, so I would just it's a respectful game, I would have thought, but we have got there as well. Nice box. Seen this game already through the All Blacks, or through the All Blacks will win 30-15 as well. Artie will be the man of the match as well, says Drew, and now we will be adding those points to the All Blacks as well. Kicking it straight down the middle, Geordie Barrett, and now the score is going to be 3 points to New Zealand and 5 to South Africa. I got a big question on Wednesday as well. We have got there Geordie B starting. Good game as well. Yeah, he's already been able to take a couple in the air. But now Scott Barrett, his brother, going to be claiming that one inside of the 22 here for the All Blacks, trying to get that rolling more slightly going. But Eben Etzebeth right in there to slow it down. And now it will be Brad Weber starting in the number 9 jersey. TJ Perenata going to be coming off the bench in the later stage as well. And we have also got there 32-15, and discipline is going to be key for South Africa. Yeah, they gave away a few penalties last week. The handling errors of the All Blacks was a part of their game that they'll want to improve as well. Make the game alive. All Blacks take 3 as well, says Heinrich, and they did indeed. So now it is only a 2-point contest, just like the last match between the two sides as well. Now it's going to be a high ball from Brad Weber, taken nicely by Dwayne Vermeulen, dragged down by Rico Ioane once again. Fluff de Klerk now, passing it back to Trevor Nakane. Nice Oxnashay now having a bit of a carry, but Joe Moody is opposite number, being able to drag him down 40 metres now. It's going to be Fluff de Klerk running the ball. Offload there to Pollard now. Sibu and Kossi got Quagga. Smith-William tries to step, and he is tackled in the end by Jacobson as well. Fluff de Klerk once again passes the ball back. It's going to be Lutayaga with another carry. So far, the position is in the favour of the Springboks, and now it's going to be the backline movement. Willie LaRue with a good run, but instead now tries to offload it. Damien Delende with a bit of a juggle, but has been able to claim that ball. And Anton Leonard-Brown straight on the ball. No, he's got the player, not the ball there. And Fluff de Klerk now looks like he is going to be rolling this ball back. And it looks like it is going to be the kicking opportunity from 40 metres out from the All Blacks line, putting it high. Mapimpi trying to line it up there. Geordie Barrett not able to take it clean, but it's a penalty to the Springboks. And I believe it was blocking against Bowden Barrett, if I'm not wrong there. And good chance for the AB's no try combinations and nothing to play for as well, says Johnny, and Fuff running the ball, says Carmen with the surprise face as well. We have got their stand. It's cut me off, enjoying your commentary. Northern Thailand as well, says Kevin. So welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to see you guys all here for this one. We have already got over 1,000 people here for this live stream, which is absolutely awesome. Andre Pollard here going to be taking on the shot at the post, and this would extend the lead back to 5 points. But 10 minutes gone in this match. It's been flying by so far. The kick from Fluff de Klerk went high, and I believe in the end, or it was both Barrett brothers, I believe it was Scott Barrett in the end, who did end up kind of shepherding across the line. And Geordie Barrett, I believe, was quite annoyed about it because of the fact that he felt like he was going to be able to take it. Anyway, Scott Barrett, the card machine as well, says Rio Game. And also we have got there, come on Springboks, focus as well, says Nas. And also we have got there Pollard in the chat from Lucas. And also big NRL night tomorrow, says Zach. It is indeed tonight if we are, oh no, not quite. We are still only 11, but yeah, it's going to be a big game. Panthers versus the Rabbitohs. But now Andre Pollard lining up this kicks, currently sitting 0 from 2 at the moment. But the Springboks are the only team who have got to try in this match so far. Damien Delende, Andre Pollard, he's got that one down the middle. And now the score is going to be 8 points to the Springboks and 3 to New Zealand as well. And we have also got there, I'm serious about crowdfunding the Kiwi lads. Do something for the member like Katie as well, says Ryan. We have actually got a special member live stream coming up as well in the future, which is going to be interviewing the same All Black that we interviewed in the kind of upcoming match. Also, the before this game took place, we did actually do an interview with Norm Maxwell, and we are going to be doing a live membership kind of Q&A with him in the future weeks as well, which is something to look forward to. Willie LaRue dropping that ball cold, and now it does mean that the All Blacks have got this ball back off kickoff once again, and Artie Savia now trying to drive his way forward. Sia Khaleesi may have got him poked in the eye, but now Bowden Barrett, cross kick here. It's gone out to Sever Reese, who's got the ball. Dwayne Vermeulen trying to cover him. Is the foot in touch, or is it a try to the All Blacks? And that would be a big mistake from Willie LaRue if it does mean that the All Blacks have been able to fire straight back. A little bit of a pass of the boot from Dwayne Vermeulen to Sever Reese. There we always got there. Someone should have told Pollard that he's been slagged off relentlessly in the Kiwi lads chat as well, said Sebastian, or someone must have told him, sorry. And yeah, at this stage, it is going to be that situation of going upstairs for the TMO. But Andre Pollard, he's got that kicking ability. It's just a big question of whether or not he can get himself as many kicks in this game as he needs to. They've already missed a total of 5 points available for the Springboks in the early stages. Sever Reese's boot is off at the moment. He was going right in the corner, but is it a try? That is the big question. We'll have to wait and see. Bowden Barrett here, he did kick it. He is onside there, Sever Reese, so that part of it is going to be fine, but it's potential in touch is the call here. Dwayne Vermeulen just charging across like a bulldozer. And the big question is, was he able to get the ball down. It's very close. He's very close. He's very close. He scored the try, Severis. I believe the feet weren't on the ground there, so that is going to be a try, and Severis going to score the first one of the match for the All Blacks, and we are going to have to add that one back to the try scorers list. And now, big mistake there from Willie le Roux has led to the Springboks now conceding the try just a little bit after being able to score it as well. But now we will go 12 minutes into that game, and Severis scoring the first try of the match for the All Blacks. And we go like that, and now they will be adding it, and it will be 8-all in this game in the early stages as well. We have also got ABs are back as well, and also let's collect these points, boys, says Azel, and also Pollard hasn't been at his best as well. Yeah, unfortunately, he's had a few rough games, Andre Pollard, but they've gone with the experience factor. But Willie le Roux just straight through the hands there, and then from there was the counter-attack from the All Blacks. Brad Weber went back to Beauden Barrett, chipped it across field to Severis, and it was going to be the try there. At least it seems as though the Boks are willing to run. Yeah, it is looking good from them so far. We saw that first try. Lucanio, I would guarantee you that last week, from the way that the Springboks were playing, they would not have fired that ball out the back the way that he did. Like, when you guys see the highlights as well, he was willing to put that ball around the back, and it's something that seems like maybe on attack the Springboks are going to try a few new things as well. I'm expecting a cross kick from them a little bit as well. Ollie, how do you speak so fast as well, says Frenchie? Plenty of practice and pretty much trying to read through every single chat message that we do get as well. Take Willie off, please, as well, says Nathan. Also, we have got there. He's very close. He's very close. Good call, Hamish, as well. Says the snooze, Geordie Barrett has missed that one. So we are staying at an 8-all game here at Cbus Super Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. And we have got there. What a game we are having so far. Yep, 2 tries, although we will mention straight away, 2 tries were scored in the very early stages of the last match. They were both in the first kind of few moments. The 2nd minute for Will Jordan, the 5th minute or 6th minute for Sepa Nkosi. We've had 2 tries now in the first 12 minutes. Are we getting more tries? That's a big question. By the way that both sides are running it seems like we are going to get well and truly a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. 10 metres out now, the All Blacks claiming that kickoff. Beauden Barrett has got that ball, going to be kicking off the weaker foot of the left, but it's going to be taken nicely now. Dwayne Vermeulen starting to bulldoze his way forward, charging, and the ball's been ripped away by Akira Ioane in the breakdown. Now Rico Ioane's got the men with him. He's got a bit of pace as well. They cut on the inside. Scott Barrett is down. Scott Barrett does not look like he's going to be getting back up. Cross kick here from Beauden Barrett. Risky stuff, but it is going to be claimed by Anton Leonard-Brown now. Trying to drive at the line. Sia Khaleesi not willing to contest now. Brad Weber goes back to Beauden Barrett. Nepal, I believe they are still down to 14 at the moment. There's an advantage for the offside there against the Springboks. So now the All Blacks might consider running this one out. It is going to be Beauden Barrett once again. Rico Ioane no look pass. Very flat. And now it is going to be going back to the injured player. Scott Barrett. So now it does mean that they will be going back for offside, and it is against Bongi Umbanami. 1.5k watching as well, says Katie Dixon. There is indeed, and I appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we are going to be covering every single game of the Springboks heading forward. Also, all of the other matches of the Rugby Championship that we have got ourselves, we are going to be covering not just this year. We've also got the United Rugby Championship, Gallagher Premiership, you name it. We are covering it on the channel. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Great commentary as well, says Matt. Thank you very much, mate. And also we have got the I'll give Supersport CEO a PK as well. Use VIP League instead of free as well, says Ryan. And also fast commentating so good, says Zach. And also another quick AB try will rattle South Africa. And what names sound better, New Zealand names or South African names, says Super Sound. I think it just depends on kind of the accent. I love saying some of those South African names, the likes, although I can't say it too well. I believe it's Yapinke, and I can't say it as nicely as the South Africans can in that regard, but I do enjoy the tongue roll of some of those South African names. I'll be honest, great commentating, goosebumps stuff as well, says Carmen. And also we have got there, I'm a bit behind from you for some reason, about a minute, which sucks, but go All Blacks as well, says Tesla. And also we have got there in the chat, Severis or Sevu Beast as well, says Tesla. He has been able to score that first try. So both games so far for the All Blacks, it has been the man in the number 14 jersey who has been able to score the try. It looks like Scott Barrett's going to be going off the field. I believe it's just a very awkward, I believe when he tried to make contact with Dwayne Vermeulen, he kind of struck him right there in terms of that tackle, and running into Dwayne Vermeulen, that would probably break something just on impact. 8 all. Can you believe it as well, says Floyd? It seems like it's going to be a very close one. This game is quite fast-paced as well, says Nov Mum, and I believe Lou Diaga now looks like he's a little bit rough. So both number 5s at this stage looking like they are a little bit worse for wear. 15 minutes into this game at the moment. Boks losing all overseas game as well. Says no dirt and like the stash, says Christian. Thank you very much, mate. It was actually a forfeit from one of the original matches that we did follow on the channel. It was actually Springboks versus Wallabies. And I had to get rid of this part and just have the mustache for that one. But now it's going to be Beauden Barrett kicking this one just down to about the 40-meter line, and it will be the line out here for the All Blacks once again. And we also got there like South Africa as well, says Mr. John in the chat. And also we have got Wakus in the chat although I'm not too sure what it says, but I do appreciate you being here, mate. Jacobson taking that one at the front. I believe he's got a mustache as well. Bowden Barrett now offloads it to David Arvili. Good hard tackle there from Damien Dialende. It's Kiriawani now. Getting the carry tackle low by Dwayne Vermeulen, but it looks like the All Blacks going to recycle this ball quickly. Luke Jacobson tackled by Sia Khaleesi, still available for them though. Phase after phase here, building for the AB straight out in front, 40 out. Now Brody Retallick has gone down. Sia Khaleesi wins the tackle though for the Springboks for the not releasing, and now it does mean that they will be able to kick it downfield. Rassi swinging for the fence as well, and Breve as well. Says it was adult entertainment show us game now as well, says Liam. Unfortunately, due to licensing and copyright, if I was to show any match footage or audio, we would get taken straight off YouTube and probably sued by Sansa. So it is unfortunate, but your best bets are either DSTV, Stan Sport, Sky Sport. There are actually about 5 different options out there, but most of them are paid subscription, unfortunately, in that regard. But they are going to have the highlights on the All Blacks YouTube channel, also on Super Rugby's YouTube channel after the match as well. But Sia Khaleesi straight in there, no one cleaning him out, and he was able to get that penalty box top for a week as well, then down for years on end as well. Says no doing it. Also, we have got New Zealand is for the game as well, says Sanchi. And also we have got their try-time All Blacks as well, says Heinrich, although at this stage it is going to be 35 metres out here for the Springboks. Going to the front, to Ebenezer, fires it back now to Clerk. Andre Pollard putting up the box gate, but it is going to be charged down on the All Blacks now, taking it nicely, and they've been able to get the possession back. And that was another one of those kicks from inside of the own half of the All Blacks by the Springboks, which is looking like it's going to be the tactic throughout this one as well. Now, Geordie Barrett, he's got a long boot, kicking it high. And it is going to be an awkward swirling one for Willie LaRue, taking it nicely though, now passing it back across field. Andre Pollard looking like he's going to run straight through David Arvili, but Sevu Reece making the tackle there, 40 metres out from their own line here. The Springboks, Dwayne Vermeulen rush defence there from Nepo Lolala, wasn't quite able to make the contact. Faf de Klerk fires it back now. Willie LaRue off the left boot is putting it high. It's going to be Nkosi challenging in the air with Ioane. Who's got it? It's going to be Sevu Nkosi. And now Kwaka Smith gets the deflection. And he is going to be on the halfway line now. De Klerk once again goes back to Diaga. Now out to Willie LaRue. Skip past Ebenezer. Bev trying to pierce the line, but Havili able to tie up the legs in a very textbook tackle there. De Klerk, though, they've got the man overlap on the outside. It's going to be Andre Pollard tackled low. And now at this stage, the Springboks pouring on the pressure. 7 phases in. It's going to be Lou Diaga once again. And they are marching their way forward. Trevor Nakanye, a little bit of a juggle there, but they are still going to have this ball. I believe is it available? No, Cody Taylor not able to get that one to Clerk. Gives it back now to Willie LaRue. Another little chip in behind. Going for the space as well. It's bouncing up, but avoids Muckers. I'll up and be there with the bounce. And now it is going to be the line out for the All Blacks. Only 10 metres out from their own line as well. And we have got there in the chat as well. Do you need to become a professional commentator? I'm unable to watch the game, but you're doing a great job describing the match as well. Says Nas, thank you very much, mate. And we do this every single week for all of these games. We have got the USA versus the All Blacks. That's the next international fixtures. I believe the Springboks play Scotland or someone along those lines as well. So that's going to be an awesome game. It's a Biff down as well. Another lock down here for the Springboks. And it is carnage out there at the moment, that is for sure. And Liam is not a happy boy at the moment, that is for sure. But I mean, at the end of the day, there is the paid subscription, Liam. If you do want to do that rather than being here, you are feel free to. We have got the Marcus, please, as well, says Marcus. And also we have got the Evan, please get up, says Berenice. And also come on box, says Carmen in there as well. And also we have got there woohoo. This is great block running rugby. Well, love this from the Springboks as well. Yeah, they're playing a physical game and also phase after phase. Something we didn't get to see too often in those last matches between the Springboks and the All Blacks was 10 phases. We haven't seen it yet, but we've seen about 8, about 2 or 3 times so far for the Springboks in the first 18 minutes of this one as well. We have got their fake injury starting against in the game, says Cameron Gobok, says Margarita, and also we have got their Marcus is I'm not too sure what that means, and also we have got there will be here every single week, lol, as well, says Johan, and at this stage All Blacks will win, says Andrea as well, but unless they are just going to be throwing this ball in for the All Blacks, 10 metres out from their own line. Cody Taylor somewhere. It's contested by the Etzebeth. And now it does mean that it is going to be on the side of the Springboks. Bongi Umbanambi. Is he going to be stopped? He's throwing the ball at the line. Did he get it down? I think he lost the ball, but they are going to be going upstairs. Bongi Umbanambi, the bulldozer, just charging his way forward. He is claiming it, but did he get this one down? That's a big question as well. We also got there, do you stream league games? We haven't actually done any league this year, but we are hoping to keep on extending what we cover on the channel in the near future as well. Come on, South Africa as well, says Marcus. And I'm looking forward to England being in the South Africa's at HQ as well, says Dave. And also NRL or rugby. NFL or rugby. I don't actually watch too much of the NFL, right? Bongi Umbanambi here. He slammed it down just short of the line, and then it's a knock on, so that's a reprieve for the All Blacks. But Bongi Umbanambi flying his way forward there for his side, almost able to reach out and was almost able to score the try. Tell you what, it's going to be, it's close. It's close. Did it graze the line? I think they are going to be going upstairs as well. Just at the very short moment, I thought that it was going to be slightly short, but Bongi Umbanambi just short, unfortunately, for a very, very close game of inches there. And also we have got their Zealand injured. Says Berenice is indeed. And I believe they have also lost Marco van Staden due to injury, which is a bit of a shame as he was one of the super subs off the bench as well. The crowd don't seem too happy with that one, but it is going to be now Bongi Umbanambi. Tell you what, if he has another run like that, he could have a try by the end of this match, that is for sure. But it is going to be going back now. And I believe because it was short and it became a knock-on, I believe it is going to be a 5-metre scrum rather than a goal line dropout. And we have got their box over rise, says Ben. They have indeed, and I'm excited to see what they can do here. Bongi Umbanambi, dangerous figure there, just charging his way forward, broke through about 2 or 3 tackles there of the All Blacks defence. He's just a little bit disappointed there. Short arms let him down as well, says Ali, and also good battle tonight. And Bongi, Mike Tyson running like a runaway train as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also we have got there who's looking better so far. I would say the Springboks. To be honest, they have been playing a very attacking game of rugby, and it's been working for them. 913 kgs is the pack weight of the All Blacks compared to the 907 of the Springboks. So very, very, very solid fullbacks, that is for sure. We've got there Johnny Blaze. The fire will be put out soon as well, says Sean. And also we have got there in the chat, Zealand, who driving your mate, or your M3 yesterday as well, says Sean Cole. And also we have got there in the chat, I think we're going to see Rugby World Cup in the second half, both teams warming up right now as well, says Nakado. But at this stage now, it's going to be rolled back once again, and Brad Weber fires it back now to Geordie Barrett. And it has gone back down the middle of the field. Will they take it quickly? And Makazole Mapimpi sells the dummy. Does he do it? No, he decides against it. And now they are going to be having the line out instead here for the Springboks. They warned up last week as well, says Marcus, and Africa win. And also we have got there 8-8, says Ben Blackmore. It is indeed. And we have been going for 19 minutes. And you know that it's going to be a close game when these two sides play off. It's just that awesome battle out on the field. One built of respect, but also just wanting to be the best in the Rugby Championship. And also both sides want to build that momentum heading into the Northern Hemisphere. Marks is on the bench as well, says Dunankai. He is indeed. And what I can do now, while we are at 8-8, I should say, is I will show you guys the benches that are going to be taking place for the later stages of this game. We have got Asafa Moa, George Bauer, Tuanga Fasi, Tui Pilotu looked like he was going to have to make his way out onto the field a little bit earlier on with the injury of Scott Barrett. And also they have got Ethan Blackadder, who will be a very physical player. But Bongi Umbanambi once again having the rolling maul going. This is working very well for the Springboks in the early stages of this game, marching their way forward. They've been told to use it once straight through the middle there, the All Blacks. But now at the moment, it's just out by Nepalulala. Quagga Smith breaking off the back, but he is dragged down by Jacobson. Faf de Klerk now once again 40 metres out here for the Springboks. Going to be Oxnashare. Tackled low by Joe Moody. Artie Savia considered going in for the turnover, but would have been cleaned out by 2 of the Springboks players. And Faf de Klerk now rolling the ball back. Looks like they are going to be going for that kicking game once again. Has kicked it high there. Faf de Klerk, quite a deep kick as well, but Geordie Barrett lining the ball up, taken nicely by Sever Reese, and I believe he took the mark there, if I'm not wrong, but he has been hit hard in that tackle, and he is staying down at the moment, Sever Reese, by the looks of it. And it looks like it is going to be a pretty rough one for him in that regard. They have got the options of Damian McKenzie and Richie Mo'unga, which I feel like is the perfect time to be talking about it, because he looks like his back is a little bit sore in that regard. And we have got there in the chat as well, the bomb squad, as they call it as well, says David. And also pity this game wasn't last week as well. Oh, Sia Khaleesi actually, who came in and hit him just in the spine after the mark. It's a very awkward fall for Sever Reese, but it looks like he is going to be able to continue. He has to take this quick tap as well. This is a real dub as well. Sever Beauty as well, says Morse. And also we have got there Go Bok, says Berenice as well. But now it is going to be a kick downfield from Sever Reese. We haven't really seen too much of his kicking game in the past little while, but that is a brilliant kick downfield actually from Sever Reese. It's a very good one indeed. Actually, no, I think it was actually not as good of an angle on that kick as I believe it was. It was about 30 metres out now, the All Blacks, and the line out will be going the way of the Springboks once again. Africa are such the better team as well, says it Marcus. But now Bongi Umbanambi will be taking this line out throw. 58% of the possession in the favour of the Springboks territory, 75%, and the All Blacks only 18 seconds inside of the Springboks 22. But of those 18 seconds, they were able to score themselves that first try. Andre Pollard now passes it back. Look, Kanyo big hit on him by Luke Jacobson, who wasn't quite able to roll away. So it is still on the side of the Springboks. It's going to be an advantage as well. Sia Khaleesi, tackled by Kirioani. I believe he was offside though, which does now mean that the ball is available for the Springboks with the advantage as well. It's going to be back now. Damien Delene, a little kick behind here, and it's going to be bouncing awkwardly. Sever Reese, it's gone into touch though, and I will be going back for the penalty. Penalty try as well, says Morse. And also we have got is Richie playing. He is going to be coming off the bench in this game, Richie Moonga. So he will be getting a late opportunity in this one as well. Severis just having a little bit of a chat with Geordie Barrier. The last 5 penalties conceded, we've had 2 against the Springboks and 3 up against the All Blacks. All Blacks always the best as well, says Alfredo. And also we have got there from Obey. This really can't be a close game again. How does that make us look to the Wallabies down as well, says Obey. And also we have got there Khaleesi whacked Sevu back to Suva as well, mean hit as well, says it's interesting. Also drop ball by Reece, says Zach. And also we have got there Siu wins today, mess as well, says it Marcus. And also we have got there from Ben, no crime, mate, as well. I'm not sure whether that's at me or someone in the chat in that situation, but at this stage, All Blacks are being dominated as well, says George. We mentioned it in last week's match as well. The Springboks, we were expecting them to be able to fire back. This one is going to be 3 points now for Andre Pollard if he can get this kick over, and it will make it 11 points for the Springboks and 8 for New Zealand after play for as well. Says Bennett also lost 3 games straight as well, says it noted. And also we have got there in the chat, well done to Sevu getting up. Tough old game as well. They went straight down the middle, and now it does make the score 11 points to the South Africans and 8 to New Zealand after 23 minutes now. The All Blacks will cry today as well, says Darren. Also we have got there, can you stand up? We need to see your full suit as well. I've actually just got pants on in that regard because, like I mentioned, the shirt was way too big for me, and it still is, unfortunately. So because of it, it does mean that I haven't actually got the pants on that are with the suit. Instead, they're just normal pants, and that's going to be Geordie Barrett now knocking the ball on, and Andre Pollard kicking this one downfield, looking for the touchline, not going to be finding it just on the halfway line. Severis taking it nicely, and Bowden Barrett now 35 metres out from the zone line, looking for the counter attack. Going to be putting the ball very high, going about 10 to 15 metres. Rieko Ioane lining up. Willie LaRue not taking it nicely, and it's back on the side of Bowden Barrett. And now the All Blacks have got the possession once again, I should say. Rieko Ioane now, counter-attack, trying to go through the gap, found the offload. Out now, Anton Leonard-Brown down the wing, just trying to charge straight over the top of Faf de Klerk. The ball still available here for the All Blacks. Going to be Joe Moody, puts the ball down as a knock-on advantage. And it will be the scrum now. Great stuff as well from Ron. Thank you very much for the donation, mate. It is very much appreciated. And yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. We also got there in the chat as well, show the game. Unfortunately, due to licensing, I am unable to show any match footage or audio, but I can tell you it is on Stan Sport, it is on Sky Go, on DSTV. There are about 10 different providers of this game, but all of them are a paid subscription, unfortunately. So that is why you don't really see too many on YouTube or anything like that, or else we do end up getting ourselves copyrighted and sued and bringing Razor as coach, and we would be 30 ahead as well, says Daniel Smith. And come on, Springboks, says a Marcus there in the chat as well. And boring game so far, says Live Stars. And also go All Blacks, says Willem. And also Messy stuff, disappointed already, man, says Obey. And also should change Willie, says Guy in the chat. And Box need to run as well. And listening to you, bro, watching on Stan and Wollongong, sorry, AU Sydney as well, says Peter. So thank you very much for tuning in, mate. I will mention anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. At the moment, we are on the road to 7,000 subscribers, and we are currently sitting on a total of 303 likes. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. Can we hit 400 before we get to halftime? Yeah, if you do want to hit that like button, please do. Oh, yeah, I've also got there in the chat as well, the Boxer World Champs as well, says Takahavi. And also we have got there, go Box, says Darren. And also we have got there, it's not a boring game, it's a hard game for both teams. There's a big push in the scrum, but the Springboks able to retain that one. Damien Denlender now running high at David Harvilli. It's still on the side now of the Faf de Klerk Springboks side. It's a bounce pass out to Sebo Nkosi now inside ball to Quagga Smith, who is going to be dragged down low, 40 metres out from their own line here, the Springboks. And now once again de Klerk fires it back across, but this is something that is uncharted territory for the Springboks because of the fact that they are inside of their own half and they are running this ball, which is something we didn't really see too. Faf de Klerk's rolling it back and he's going to do a box kick. Said that at the worst possible time. But Dominic, thank you very much for that donation as well. I hugely appreciate it. Rieko Ioane dropping that ball there. And now it's going to be Quagga Smith once again, who is going to have this ball for the Box. Going back now, Andre Pollard. Willie LaRue sees the 50-22 option as if going into touch. It does indeed. It's a 50-22. I believe it's a 50-22. Willie LaRue was asking the question. He said, I've kicked it inside of my own half. Is it a 50-22? Or actually, no, sorry. It will not be. And the reasoning behind that is because of the fact that they took it back into their own half. But now Geordie Barrett, they took the quick throw there, the All Blacks. And that's a massive kick there from Geordie Barrett now into the 22 of the Springboks, and Willie LaRue right back there to cover it as well, kicking it off the left boot, and he kicks it into touch now 40 metres out, and it is going back in the way of the All Blacks now for the line-out time. And we have also got there in the chat as well, the Kiwi lads. Honestly, VIP League is free to air as well, and also we have got there 50-22 as well, says Peter, and also play on. Indeed, yeah, because of the fact that he did take it back. Oh, okay. That's a big call there. I believe, if I'm not wrong, it is actually the water boy of the Springboks is getting told off by the referees because of the fact he was chasing the touch judge and telling him all about the 50-22, but because it was inside of the All Blacks half and then they took it back and then kicked it, it is why it is not a 50-22 there. Time left for halftime as well. We are currently sitting with a total of 15 minutes left. They are just checking this one. Yeah, actually, that's not actually what he was complaining about. It was actually the guy with the water for the Springboks, and he was right next to the touch judge, trying to push him down the line a little bit further to see whether or not he could get himself a couple extra meters. And now Kiriwani passes it back. Brad Weber nailed in the tackle by Bongi Omanami. Now Bowden Barrett with a bit of skill there, offload to Rico Ioane backing himself. And he is still going. Rico Ioane hurdles. Adi Savia is going to score the try. Big old dive as well from the captain of the All Blacks, and he is loving it as well. And that is going to be the try for the All Blacks. That is how you fire back in such a closely contested game. But Adi Savia, tell you what, Savia, that should be what he's called, because he actually leapt a metre or so into the air there. But Adi Savia was off the line out in the end, went to the back of Kiriwani, took a Brad Weber, nailed in the tackle by Umbadambi. But then Bowden Barrett showed the class, going through the gap, offload to Rico Ioane, breaking the tackle with Willie LaRue there. Was Rico Ioane, offloads to Adi Savia, knew he broke the tackle, looked for the camera, and puts the ball down. And now it is going to be the try for the All Blacks once again. I'm going to be light-headed before the end of this game. I can tell already from all of my yelling as well. But now at this stage, we have also got the extend the lead, boys, as well. Says Carmen, and also we have got the in the chat, try. And really appreciate the ref hooking into that guy as well. And hey, Katie, says George in the chat as well. What channel is the game on? It is on Sky Sport 1 here in New Zealand or on Stan Sport. I'm not sure whether or not they do have the channels, but it will be on Stan Sport in just general for that one. And also we have got there someone is streaming the game live now as well. Says Spin, and also we have got there how long left, says Royal. At this stage, we are sitting a total of 28 minutes into this game in the All Blacks now. That one has gone over from Geordie Barrett, so now the score is going to be 15 points to the All Blacks and 11 to the Springboks. And someone actually said, I said 12-15. I was about to say someone said something very close to that scoreline at halftime. It was the snooze with 15-12 as well. Hey, Johnny as well, says George Meyer in the chat, and Willie needs a rest, says Luke. And also we have got there, it's the water boy back on the sideline, says JP. I believe he is, but he was getting told off by the referee. Look for the camera there, Adi Savia. And also we have got their missed tackles to galore, says Charles Clock, and plus the extra, says Peter, and also All Black, says William. And the chat now, but Scott Barrett taking that one off the line out, and now currently sitting about 25 metres out from their own line here, the All Blacks. And they'll be looking to counter back again. Brody Retallick now driving his way forward. Bongi Omanami with the tackle, and Brad Weber once again going to be passing this ball back. Oxenashay with a little bit of a counter ruck, and now his hands are on the ball. So he came through and he thought that he was going to be able to go for that one, but Bowden Barrett now kicking that one with the spiral punt downfield, taken nicely by Willie LaRue, now 40 metres out from his own line on the halfway line. Now putting the ball back high, and this guy is going to be running for Bowden Barrett. Oh, it's an awkward fall, and he's knocked himself out. Bowden Barrett, it was an awkward fall, and now it's a counter-attack from the Springboks. Willie LaRue taking it. Not able to find the offload. Another knock-on from Willie LaRue there, unfortunately for him, and now it's going to be the scrum feed for the All Blacks. But the huge question, it's a penalty instead for not releasing the ball. And the big question here is Bowden Barrett. He's looking like he's got up. He's done well because he absolutely smacked the ground with his face. We have got their 10-point score by Hurricanes as well, says Sebastian, also penalty, says Peter. And what a game, though. It's looking like it's going to be a high score one between these two sides. I said my score prediction was 24 to the Springboks, 29 to the All Blacks. Seems like it could even be higher than that, depending on how it goes. But by the looks of it, they're going to be going for the reset play here. The All Blacks, and on himself, says Katie Dixon for the bonfire, and also Jigsaw Mate says the snooze. Now Cody Taylor going to be throwing this one in 20 metres out from the Springboks line. And step out as a call from the referee, really making sure that he is asserting the dominance early on. But can the All Blacks get themselves a try in the Rugby Championship so far? 4 tries from 26 line-out throws. Cody Taylor can't quite hear the call from Adi Savia. First time we're leading finally as well. It's going to be taken down now. Adi Savia running hard, sells a bit of a dummy, and now Khaleesi trying to tackle low. He's still got Bongi Umbanambi on his leg as well. Luke Jacobson now breaking around the side, making a couple extra metres here for the All Blacks. Still available out the back there. Brad, we have a lot of pressure on him, and it's still available. Bowden Barrett takes it nicely. And now little grubber of mine. Severis is there, but it's sitting up for Andre Pollard. And now it's going to be a counter-attack. He decided not to pass it, though. Couldn't decide. The body wanted to kick it, but the head was saying, have a little run, mate. And then from there now, they are still going to be inside of their 22 for the Springboks, but it is now going to be available for Faf de Klerk. But yeah, Andre Pollard, he saw the space in front of him, tried to decide whether to kick it or whether to run it instead. Kind of just ran it straight, and we have got love from Kalahari. Welcome in, Geordie Barrett. He's going for it. Geordie Barrett as well, wide. Cut out pass out to Anton Leonard Brown. He's got Rico Ioane with him back in the pace. Oh, he's gone himself, and he's gone into touch. What a tackle from Sebu Nkosi saved the try there, scored his try last week, saved one this week. That man, what a try. Saving tackle. Shout out, please, as I said, Steve Boy. Welcome in to the live stream radio attack says stay. And also we have got there in the chat Springboks or All Blacks. And Springboks and all. I'll tell you what, that was very hard for the tongue to try and say it as well. And we are also there in the chat, Hamish. You are doing a great job, Magic, as well. So sure, thank you very much, mate. And like I mentioned, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. They are just checking this one for Geordie Barrett's run. The crowd were booing. I'm not sure whether or not it was the decision-making from Anton Leonard-Brown out on the wing, or whether it was a little bit high. No, he was a low tackle. What are they? I'm not sure what the crowd are booing about at the moment. I can hear it, though, and I'm not too sure whether or not. No, it wasn't touched there. And because of it, it's going to be the 5 metre line out here for the Springboks once again. But tell you what, now there is a player down looking like he's getting a little bit of Vaseline on the ear. I think it is Oxnashay, Adi Savia asking the question of if he is bleeding, should he be going off the field for the blood bin? Perhaps there's a call there, but now it is going to be the Springboks with a 5 metre line out. We're getting very close to the end of the first half, but I will mention once again, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be doing all of these matches of international level coming up in October and November, and it's going to be absolutely awesome indeed. But Mbanambi now down to the front, almost stolen, and it is stolen. Brad Weber for the corner. Did he get that down? I believe he did. That's a big steal there for the All Blacks, and he is claiming it. Brad Weber. They're going to have to go upstairs. I think they're going to be checking this one, but Brad Weber thinks he has scored that try, and it was from a mistake at line out time. They've awarded it. And now it is going to be Brad Weber who was able to score the 3rd try of the match now for the All Blacks. We will add that one to the try scorers list as well. But now at this stage, 32 minutes into this game, Brad Weber, Cbus tries to take it. In the end, it was Scott Barrett who was able to just get enough of a contest on there, and then Brad Weber stole it from the bottom of the breakdown as well, just jumping across there, getting that ball back, hitting it backwards, no knock on there, and Brad Weber scores it for the All Blacks once again. Taking it nicely and scoring it. Brad Weber, now the All Blacks have got themselves a 9-point lead, or do they? They are going upstairs maybe to just check this one. Hey, brother, give this man his respect. Ring the heat of commentary from Robbie the Murray and all the boys here in Perth. Got you on lock. Keep preaching as well, says Robbie Bartlett. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate all your support. Who's the referee? He is someone. He's an English referee. I can't quite remember the name, unfortunately, off the top of my head, but I know it's not Luke Pearce from last week. It is a different English referee for this game as well. We have got there. Ball didn't go 5, but that doesn't matter as well, says Ali Wood. And also we have got there try from Peter, and also in the chat try from Anthony. And now Geordie Barrett from the touchline, 46 metres out. The ball has fallen off the tee. Maybe a little bit of wind or a little bit, maybe a pressure at the moment on Geordie Barrett. He had a very decent kicking game last week, but this game so far, I believe he has just missed the 1 kick so far. So we will be open to do a little bit better in the second half. Hamish say liquor, same pronunciation as liqueur. Most famous word is a nice, just better, Leckerbock as well, Lecker Hamish as well. That one is missed from Geordie Barrett once again, so it's still going to be only a 9-point lead between these two sides. And we have got there in the chat 2 for left, or 2 far left as well, says Peter. That is true. And also, and that's a good night to South Africa. I don't know about that. It's still a very close game. 9 points difference. If the Springboks can score again before the end of the first half, they are still well and truly in this game. And it's going to be a very interesting contest, that is for sure. But now David Arvili going to be taking that one nicely 15 metres out and kicking it way downfield. David Arvili, he's got a long boot on him, and it is going to be going down 45 metres out now. Well, actually, it's right down to the halfway line. Very good kick from David Arvili into the half of the Springboks with that one. And now it's going to be the line out for the Springboks here. Best commentary as well, says Damien. Thank you very much, mate. And also we have got there, this is more like it. I refuse to pay Sky Sports. Lucky we have you doing commentating. It's worth it as well, says Greggle. Yeah, I always find that with these live streams, I always want to make it so that for you guys who don't have access to the game, whether it is through cost or location, can still enjoy the game live in the best way possible without, unfortunately, me being able to show the footage. Unfortunately, that's going to be another penalty against Kira Ioane. Almost got punched in the side of the head from Sia Khaleesi, and that's a penalty there for dragging it down. And it is going to be against Akira Ioane. So the second penalty, no, it's Scott Barrett actually, who did get penalised. Right, the Springboks at this stage, we are sitting 9 points behind at the moment for the Springboks, and Andre Pollard's kicking this one for the corner. They are playing aggressive here as well. I'll comment after the game as well. And we have got their stuff stand sports to us stay. And also we have got there, hasn't been taken down yet, says Jimmy V. And also we have got there who scored for South Africa, and did South Africa miss a kick as well. So far, Andre Pollard, I believe, has missed 2 kicks in this matchup. I haven't actually got that thingy popping across the bottom there. We will put it up right now. So it was Damian De Lende scoring in the 5th minute. Then from there, Sever Reese, Artie Savia, and also Brad Weber all able to score the tries for the All Blacks as well. We have got there, South Africa missed 2 kicks. And I believe so far, if I'm not wrong, the All Blacks have also missed 2. If I'm not wrong, but now Mbanambi throwing it in. It's gone over the back and it's going to be bouncing on the side of the All Blacks. Artie Savia takes it now and it's another line-out mistake for the Springboks just inside of the 22. 4 minutes left in this first half and Beauden Barrett now in the pocket. Kicking this one back down the middle of the field. Oh, it's an awkward one. Andre Pollard not able to take it clean. So, boys, the box a little bit more time to kick this one high. And Willie LaRue going to be chasing this one. It's going to be now Beauden Barrett takes it beautifully. He's got a bit of space as well. Willie LaRue was the player who was trying to come off the tongue there. And now Brad Weber once again fires it back. Nepolalala, short, flat ball there. They've got the advantage as well for the offside. I believe, if I'm not wrong, but Brad Weber now goes back to Beauden Barrett looking for the high kick here. All Blacks trying to do what the Springboks did quite well last week. Buff de Klerk lining it up, taking it nicely, hit hard by Akiriwani. And then now it is going to be going back for the penalty as well. We have got there Willie missing all tackles as well. And what same shirt and tie as last time, says Rock and Roll in a trolley. It has been a week, so I have been able to wash it in between. I haven't really got too many other ties, unfortunately, and I believe pretty much I haven't got any other suits either, so maybe we'll have to try and get myself a few more for the international season that is coming up. We have got a donation from Stay Ellen as well. Thank you very much, Weepix Pro, as well. And I believe, I'm not even sure if that's a reference to old Kieran here, but he has got the Weepix logo right down the bottom of him. He is a giant inflatable All Black. He's a very happy boy at the moment because of the fact he is wearing his AB's kit. He has actually got more of an AB's kit on than I do. He probably hates the fact, if he could speak, he would probably be telling me that he is annoyed with the fact that I am kind of calling this game down the middle rather than on the side of the ABs. But now it's going to be Brad Weber passing it back. Beauden Barrett, Jacobson now with the big carry there. Pollard able to drag him down. Same with Sia Khaleesi. Going short side once again. Brad Weber, a little flick on the inside to Sever Reese. A little bit of a set play happening there for the All Blacks. And now going short side once again. It's going to be Beauden Barrett with the step, trying to spin out of the tackle of de Klerk and Etzebeth. That's kind of like a massive guy and a small guy, but it's going to be a penalty to the Springboks. And also we have got there, your tie doesn't need washing unless you've dribbled on it as well. Says I did it. Also we have got there Berenice. We have opportunities. They are messing up as well, says Carmen. And also we have got there take off Pollard as well. And how bad must Pollard and Willie play it before they actually get dropped, says Cameron. And Brad Weber, Hawke's Bay representative as well, says Sebastian. He is indeed. And at this stage, I mean, he's been playing very well. Hawke's Bay also were able to get that win in the Bunnings NPC, if I'm not wrong, last week. So he will be very happy with the performance from Hawke's Bay, and they have still got their Ramfurly Shield as well that they will be defending against Tasman next weekend, just as a little bit of an exciting one there. And Fuff, bloody lucky as well, says Rio Game. And also we have got there, how do they not realise kicking passes away is costing us, says Garmin. And also go Mighty All Blacks from Leeway as well. But I will mention Vincent Koch and also Stephen Kitsoff already getting taken off the field. Malcolm Marks out there as well for the Springboks. So they have decided extremely early on in this game that they are going to be replacing their whole front row. That is a massive call there. But Oxnashay, Bongi Umanambi and Vincent Koch all off the field into the early stages. So that is a massive change here for the Springboks, seeing as we are still in the first half as well. But I guess they have decided that it's worth a crack to see whether or not they can get themselves maybe one last opportunity before the end of this first half as well. And nonetheless, now it's going to be passed back once again. A big carry there for Dwayne Vermeulen, tackled by Barrett. Buff de Klerk goes back. Damian De Lende now trying to find the advantage once again, and they have got it now. It's on the side of Damian De Lende, offloads it back to Quagga Smith, wrestled backwards by Moody there. Buff de Klerk once again goes back to Vincent Koch. Now quick hands there. Lou Diaga tackled low by David Arveli, straight on the ball, and I believe with that it is going to be the penalty to the Springboks. Right, this would cut them down to only being behind by 6 points if they decide to take the 3 here. We're up to 39.5 minutes, so there's still a little bit more time left in this first half if they decide to use it as well. Shark bait for the Magpies as well, says Stalen, and red noise as well, says Peter. And at this stage, I assume if that was red nose as well, it is in that situation of, unfortunately for Luke Diagi, he is bleeding a little bit, but Scott Barrett once again just having to make a big tackle, but it was the advantage due to the fact that he did drop down low. Shout out to the Bay of Plenty winning today. Yeah, well, it was a brilliant win from them as well. Yeah, he dropped a little bit too low there, Scott Barrett. Because of it, luckily he did wrap his arms around. It could have been a yellow card like Falau Whainga'a got. And we always got their fair play to South Africa as well. And I'm still sticking with 27-31 for New Zealand full time. 400 likes as well. Thank you all very much for hitting that like button. Andre Pollard going to be kicking this one to close it down to 7 points going into the second half. We will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. So it's relatively straight out in front. So should be able to nail this one, Andre Pollard. And now at this stage, we could be going into halftime with only a 1-try difference. 1.9K watching as well, says Katie Dixon. It is absolutely incredible the amount of support that you guys have been showing. That one's gone over from Andre Pollard. And that is going to be halftime, ladies and gentlemen. The score going to be 14 points to South Africa. How far out is the penalty? It was about 30 metres or so. So a relatively easy kick there for Andre Pollard. But halftime is upon us. 20 points to New Zealand, 14 to the Springboks at halftime. Is going to be an intense second half, that is for sure. Better game, bro, as well. And this stress is giving me a poop as well. Says Megan, tell you what, it's very nerve-wracking for this matchup, that is for sure, because at the moment, it's all going to come down to that second half, so we will have to wait and see who can get the final win of the Rugby Championship. And at least I will get you guys up some stats to do with this match as well while we are waiting for the second half to get back underway. But do let me know. We always try and predict it here on the channel as well. Who is scoring the first try of the second half? Do let me know. I'm going to say if it's a Springboks try, I'm going to give it to Malcolm Marks. If it is going to be a All Blacks try, I'll say Rieko Ioane is the prediction that I am going with there. And hopefully I will be right in one of the two regards. We will have to wait and see, of course. We also got there in the chat, let's go Blaze as well, says Royal. And also we have got there in the chat here, what is going very quick at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you. Great, bro. Oh, great, cool, bro. Thanks for this. As well, says Royal, no worries, mate. And like I mentioned, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are currently steamrolling our way towards 7,000 subscribers. I feel like by the end of this live stream, we could be at 6,800. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you do want access to the exclusive emojis that you are seeing some people using in the chat, be sure to hit that channel membership button, which is the pin comment. I always struggle to plug that. I do apologize in advance for that. And we have got there, go the stash as well, says Peter. And also we have got there, here's Mumsy as well, says rock and rolling and rolling. Not for this one. She is actually asleep at the moment. Is Mum there as well, says Ian Curtis. Unfortunately, yeah, she has actually gone to bed. I believe she went to bed halfway through the Wallabies versus Pumas game. So she hasn't been up for a couple of hours there. I do apologize in advance. You guys seem to like her very much from that last live stream. I love All Blacks as well, says Robert. And also we have got there, go the stash. And also we have got there waiting patiently for Damien McKenzie, says Damien as well. But nonetheless, I will show you guys the benches as well while we are at it. While we are at halftime, 20 points to the All Blacks and 14 to the Springboks. But looking at the reserves for the Springboks now, this is the front row. And I will let you know straight away, these guys, Malcolm Marks, Stephen Kitsoff, Vincent Koch, they are all out on the field already. They made the changes very early there for the Springboks. Franco Mostert, Jasper Vez, and also Herschel Yankees, Elton Yankees, and Franz Stein will be getting an opportunity later on in this matchup as well. But already making the 3 subs, that tells me that they are hoping to keep those players fresh going into the second half, having those fresh legs out there and really trying to assert some dominance at scrum time as well, even though we haven't seen a huge amount of scrums throughout this match so far. Then looking at the All Blacks reserves, they have got the likes of a Safa Moe. He's a bit of a bulldozer when he does get the legs pumping. Also George Bauer, Ofa Toanga Fussy, Patrick Tuipulotu, and Ethan Blackadder are the other replacement forwards. Then we've got in this one, TJ Perenara at number 21, Richie Moonga returning from his quarantine, and his wife having the baby. He is going to be back and ready to unleash some of that Moonga magic perhaps in the later stages of this game. And then Mackenzie is going to be at number 23. I guess you could say Mackenzie Magic as well, although it's not as well known in that regard as the Moonga Magic that we did see throughout Super Rugby and Super Rugby Trans-Tasman as well. Respect to the ABs as well. But come on, Bok as well, says Adida. And also we have got there in the chat as well. Do the subscribe people as well, says Peter. And also we have got there, do the Boks have a chance as well, says Mr. Achilles. I would say so. They're only 1 try away from being in the lead. Convert a try and they will be able to get back into this match. And they did score the first try of the first half. Damien Dialende, 5th minute into this game. But this is a stat for you guys in the chat as well. 220 metres carried for the Springboks. 201 metres carried for the All Blacks. The Springboks have had more metres carried than the All Blacks. And in the matches leading up to this one, it was actually the case of the Springboks having around 2,300, the All Blacks having 4,500. So there's a huge difference in that regard. So the fact that they are in the lead with that, it is very impressive indeed. 3 tries for the All Blacks, 15 defenders beaten to the 1 try of the Springboks. 6 defenders beaten there, 5 clean breaks for the All Blacks to the 1 of the Springboks as well. But we are seeing a few offloads from the Springboks in this match. Few missed tackles, so 15 missed tackles, 58 made, and then the All Blacks 56 made and 6 missed tackles there as well. So it's a very close game. Penalties 7 against the All Blacks, 5 against the Springboks as well. Love the content. Keep the great work up. You're a legend as well. It says, thank you very much, mate. And also, we have got there, come on, ABs, and a 420 on the scoreboard. I guess it is indeed at this stage, but it is also halftime, and it means that we got one more 40-minute stage of the Rugby Championship before it is the last of this competition. I'm going to be sad to see it go. I've been enjoying it so much thoroughly impressed with this competition that we have had so far. A lot of running rugby, a lot of strategic rugby as well at the same time, which is just absolutely awesome as well. And we have also got there in the chat, it's going to be a running second half. All Blacks bench is electric as well. So it's fantastic charisma. And also we have got there who's at 10 for the All Blacks. It is Beauden Barrett starting at 10, and then Richie Mo'unga will be coming off the bench with also Damian McKenzie as fly half cover if need be. But I don't believe they will be using him there as well. In that regard, we have got there. Never seen Artie. So animated try as well, says Ian. Yeah, he well and truly leapt into the sky for that one. But first of all, Lukanyoan's pass to set up the try of the Springboks was a very good one indeed. Then it was the try, the counter-attack from the All Blacks, and the 13th minute cross kick from Beauden Barrett sits up for Sever Reece, was able to score it right in the corner. Dwayne Vermeulen almost able to stop him, but not quite. Then from there was Dwayne Vermeulen, passed the ball back to Bongi Umbanambi, who got so close to being able to get over that line. A good try score tonight. They are actually pretty good ones. We have seen, I would say, probably 3 or so tries that were better than the ones that we saw last week. In some regards, although I guess that Will Jordan first try was actually pretty solid, but Lukanyoan's pass out the back to Damien Dialende was absolute class. Rieko Ioane's run offload to Artie Savia, very good in the cross kick to Sever Reece was pretty good as well. There no appearance from Kiwi Mum this week. No, she has gone to bed. I think she went to bed about an hour and a half, if not 2 hours ago, if I'm not wrong there. So yeah, she will not be hopping on for this one. That substitution was a dumb decision. It shows panic from the coaches as well. But the possession at this stage, 55% in the favour of the Springboks, 63% territory. And at this stage, it's going to be a very close one. Handling errors actually more from the Springboks, 6 handling errors compared to the 4 of the All Blacks for this one as well. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how it does go. Yeah, it's got there. I'm kind of leaning to a 40, or I'm leaning to a 40-plus point win for the ABs now, and love the suit, brother man as well. No, as well there from Deep Sport. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate that a lot, mate. Yeah, hopefully you guys have been enjoying this one. She had too many beers. I don't know whether or not that is the case. I don't think she has been drinking this week for those ones, but we have got there 50-22 as well, says Dane in the chat. And also a Wainoa acknowledgement for the 50-22 kick by LaRue before Mo'unga try. Our referee is a bit weird as well. I believe it is because of the fact that the Springboks, I think they were inside of the half of the All Blacks when they did decide to go for that 50-22. I could be wrong in that regard, but I believe that was the reasoning behind the referee's decision to not give it as a 50-22, because for the 50-22 rule, you have to start the attacking move in your own half to be able to consider it a attacking line-out opportunity kind of thing. Hopefully that makes sense, but I feel like I will have to rewatch it just to make sure that that is going to be the case as well. Yeah, nonetheless, it is very exciting indeed at the moment between these two sides. We've seen plenty of tries, plenty of action as well. And that pass from Armdo, just seen it again, says Mad Intellect. Tell you what, it was a beautiful one indeed. Round the back, no one was expecting it. That is for sure. We have got there. Smash that like button and subscribe to the best. Wait a minute, it went up the best. It was the best rugby on YouTube as well. It says Johnny Blaze with the emojis in there as well. And also we have got there, did you see the Rugby Challenge game today? Says Ben Sutherland. Unfortunately, I did not, but I don't know the result yet, but I will probably watch it after this one. So be sure not to have too many spoilers. I know it was Jack Goodhue actually taking on a professional gamer, I believe it was, if I'm not wrong there, but we have also got the great game as well. Says HS, and also Willie LaRue needs to be subbed. Says Arifa, and also we have got there, doesn't his tongue gets dry, or doesn't his tongue get dry? I've talking this much as well, says Megan. Luckily for me, it's normally in that situation of, it's normally about 20 or I guess, 20 minutes after the live streams is when the voice just pretty much completely disappears, which is unfortunate, but hopefully it will be in that situation of lasting throughout this whole one, but we will have to wait and see. But now we are only a few moments away from the second half getting back underway, so I hope you guys are excited. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have got there, shut up you, from Yako as well. Appreciate you being here, mate. And we have got there in the chat as well. Yeah, Geordie was like a torpedo as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also we have got there, come on, South Africa from Sarah. But I will look at the poll, even though it doesn't actually show me the poll at the moment for some reason. I can't actually see who is leading, but I assume it would be pretty 50-50 at the moment in terms of who you guys think is going to be winning this game. But do let me know who you guys think will be scoring the first try of the second half. I'm just looking through the sides once again to see whether or not there are any other changes that are being made, because we've already seen that there were 4 tries scored, in that first half. And also the Springboks already making those 3 replacements. So we have to wait and see whether or not they do decide to do the same. And that regard, we have got their body language not good in the box dressing room as well. And whoever scored the most points will win as well, says Charles the Clock. I feel like that's a very good shout indeed, and definitely subbed as well, says Damien. Thank you very much, mate. And score, says John. At this stage, it has 20 points to the All Blacks, 14 to South Africa. The Springboks tries, just the 1 try so far, Damien Dialende in the 5th minute. Then from there, few penalties they have been able to get over. The All Blacks scoring 3 times so far. Sever Reece, Artie Savia, and then also was Brad Weber, who was able to snipe off the line out And that is a big thing because last week we saw that the All Blacks line-out was the one that was under pressure, but now it is the Springboks. So maybe that is why they have straight away gone Bongi Umanami off the field. That might be the kind of biggest reasoning behind it as well for Malcolm Marx' stability at line-out time. But Bongi Umanami started this match very well. So I believe maybe the tactics was for that front row to just go out there, throw everything into it, and then from there, kind of go back out there in the get taken off in the late stages of that first half, and then have these new guys out on the field for a little bit of a feeler before you get to halftime. Hi, Hamish, as well, says Scott Jones, welcome in. Hey, Tesla, I love you as well, says it was Janara. And also we have got there as well, congratulations to Manawatu, Bay of Plenty, and Northland as well. Yeah, this is the round of the underdogs as well. My voice almost just disappeared. And try and keep it going. Hopefully it will last throughout the second half of this one. Rieko Ioane for New Zealand. Makazole Mapimpi for South Africa as well. Great game. Love watching these two teams. All Blacks are their best, or at their best as well. There's no doubt, but I love a good challenge. Australia always love. We at least let the All Blacks work hard as well. Let's go Box, there's deep spot. And also not easy for the All Blacks. Box will make it even harder for them. Go Box as well in the chat from George. And also we have got there enjoy breakfast, Katie. We just finished lunch as well, says it Margaret. And also we have got there Sever Reese definitely taking the second try, and also Box 13-12 and the captain putting a plan together as well, says Peter. And also we have got, tell you what, the chat is going very quick at the moment. I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. And yeah, if you do enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I mentioned, we are going to be covering all of the games on the channel in the next little while. The international matches, maybe have a shot of Honey Lemon for your voice as well, says Richard. I will probably more than likely end up doing something along those lines after this live stream when we have got a little break. I'm still deciding whether or not to be able to do those live streams in the middle of the night because of the fact that I have got a lunch to go to tomorrow. So it might be a little bit tough doing an all-nighter before that one. We will have to wait and see. Hydrate Hamish as well, says Cameron. Also, we have got there, thank you very much, from Katie. Time for the Springboks resurgence in the second half. And tell you what, if they score the first try of the second half, they will be in a good position to be able to move their way forward and try and get themselves possibly a good early lead by 1 point. And that's the thing, points in this game will be crucial. We saw the last game only split by the 2. So it could be an absolute just edge of the seat nail biter for the later stages as well. You have some competition from South Africa fans commentating, thousands watching it just through commentary. Rebellion against expensive subscription as well, says it Gregor as well. And yeah, at this stage, I hope you guys have been enjoying it. We are still at halftime. Seems like a relatively long halftime break that we have got ourselves, but as soon as we're back into the second half, we will be commentating the rest of this match. We are sitting on 458 likes as well. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's see if we can get to 500 likes by the time we start the second half. Yeah, so if you haven't already, be sure to leave that like. I'm already looking forward to the AB's Northern Hemisphere tour as well, says Andy Watson. Also, set the speed to 5 guys. He sounds normal as well, says username, which is a very decent shout indeed. And roll it on. All Blacks and buy box as well, says Samoa, and also aboard live as well, says Atomic. And also we have got there be interesting second half pressure as well, says John, and also enjoying the game URFC as well from Thailand, says Kevin. And also I appreciate you too as well, says Cindy. And Malcolm Marx to score next try. That is a very decent shout as well, because he is a very capable player, Malcolm Marx. We've already seen him score 3 tries in the Rugby Championship so far. Someone else who's got 3 is David Harvili, and they are both kind of sharing that regard of trying to get themselves to the 4th. Andrew Callaway, he has won it in terms of who is going to have the most tries in this competition, getting a hat-trick in that last game up against Argentina. So pretty much at this stage, I will show the table before this round was taking place, but it means that with that win of the Wallabies, the Springboks, they cannot, unfortunately, finish second on the Rugby Championship table, but Australia are now sitting on, I believe they are going to be sitting on the 18 points, which does mean the Springboks, they will just be trying to get a little bit closer to them in that regard and finish their campaign on a high heading into the Northern Hemisphere, where they will take on the likes of Wales. Also, Scotland, I believe, is another match that they have got. No one can understand the South African commentators, as says Peter. Also, good night, Bok fans. Sorry, but All Blacks got it in the bag as well. South Africa on top, says steroids as well. And also, we have got there in the chat, tell you what, it's going extremely quickly at the moment in the chat, but I do appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. And it seems like we've got quite an even split between the All Blacks and the Springboks at this stage. Shot, bro, as well, says Rowan. And also, we have got their world champs, says Ben, and also keep telling us field position this half as well, says Aaron. I will try my best to keep you guys informed about whereabouts they are on the field. But nonetheless, I think we must be getting close to the second half, getting back underway, and we have got the cinematics. We are almost ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. 40 minutes left of the Rugby Championship, and it's going to be Beauden Barrett kicking off from left to right. The All Blacks going to be giving the ball to the box straight away, although a couple times it has been that we have seen that they have been able to retain the kickoffs, the All Blacks, and maybe it could be the same here as well. We have got there in the chat, second half about to start, says no moment, it is indeed. And also, we have got their load shedding as well, says Ryan, and also thanks, bro, says Aaron there in the chat, and go Bok, Cesar Blake, but nonetheless, we are almost right into the second half. Beauden Barrett was almost able to score himself a try in the first half, but he did set up that beautiful try opportunity there. So we will have to wait and see. Oh, okay. Scott Barrett is now off the field, ladies and gentlemen, because of the injury. And it does mean that Patrick Tuipulotu now making his way out onto the field as well for the second half. Great commentary as well. Box and ABs, eternal foes as well, says Carl. And I think the thing that I love about these games as well is the fact that there's always, or at least I consider it a mutual respect between the two sides as well for the All Blacks and the Springboks, because of the fact that these two sides, they go out there, they just play a very physical game, and they'll just keep on fighting the whole time throughout this match. A no test between England and the All Blacks in November, says Amori. No, unfortunately, we don't get to see that, but the Springboks will be playing England, which would be a good match as well. Almost retained by the All Blacks, but Faf de Klerk now got this ball for the Springboks just outside of their own 22 now. Looks like Andre Pollard is actually going to be playing halfback. And the situation passes back to Lou Diago. I think more than likely they might decide to set this one up now for Faf de Klerk to either fire it back or go for the box kick here. But we have got 6 points difference between these two sides. The Kiwi lad as well, says Peter. And also, we have got their stain on Willie off as well, says Aliwa. But now it's going to be passed back now. Geordie Barrett's got the ball in hand on the halfway line, trying to draw and pass. Oh, almost finding the offload. It's forward, though. And it was going into the hands of Akira Ioane, just drifting forward there for Geordie Barrett. And Akira Ioane and also Rico Ioane down the wing would have been loving that one. But it's an early offload in the second half for them. And this one is Willie off, says JP. I believe at this stage he is still out there on the field, if I'm not wrong, unless, of course, that is the case of, I'll have a quick look to see whether or not I have seen any other change. I'm not sure whether or not that was the case of someone saying that it was going to be happening, or they want it to happen, or whether that has actually happened. I'm looking around the back. I see Andre Pollard, I see Faf de Klerk, but they haven't shown the wide shot of the back line of the Springboks yet as well. Bok feed as well, says Peter. It is indeed 45 metres out from their own line here. The Springboks are going to have the opportunity. I'm scanning the back line at the moment. I believe Willie LaRue is still out there. I believe he is out on that wing, or is it Frans Steyn? I'm still trying to look. I will let you guys know as soon as I know, though. At this stage, 41.5 minutes in, like I mentioned, 45 metres out from their own line here, the Springboks. And it's going to be a big shunt here from the Springboks, not really going anywhere, trying to get that go forward, and now they've got it. And it's going to be the advantage as well for the Springboks. Going back across field now, Damien Dialende. And yes, it is Frans Steyn, but now it's going to be Damien Dialende running sideways, linking up. It's kicked off the boot of Frans Steyn as well. Kick back downfield from Sarah Reese, and they're going right back for the penalty to the Springboks there for the scrum time for the front row wheeling around. We have it's got there, he's still in. Oh, it's still in. JP as well, says Carmen. And also we have got there in the chat, I made the 5,000th as well, says, oh, sorry, the 500. Thank you very much. And Gossi, do appreciate that, mate. And also we have got there in the chat, Patrick Tuipulotu will probably drop the ball at least 3 times as well, says it was Johnny Blaze and penalty advantage, says Peter as well. But now it was Frans Steyn who kicked that ball downfield. Then from there, Sarah Reese just booted it downfield as well. But now going right back to where that penalty was, it will be about 50-something meters out. So I'm not sure whether or not they will try and take this one on. Yes, they are kicking for the corner now. And Andre Pollard with a good kick downfield, only going to be about 10 meters out. But Willie LaRue, they have just shown it that he is going off field for Frans Steyn, although I believe that was the change at the first moment. We have got there Steyn and Williams to replace on 15 and 10 as well, says Johan. And also appreciate the commentary, go Box, says Abraham as well. But nonetheless, at this stage now, Malcolm Marks 10 meters out. We saw that he has been able to score 3 so far in the Rugby Championship. He would absolutely love to be able to get himself another. But Patrick Tuipulotu now, what can he do? Eben Etzebeth telling the All Blacks how many players they've got. They are going with the 6-man line out by the looks of it now. But Malcolm Marks going to be putting it into the middle, and this is something that the Springboks will be liking at the early stages of this half. Malcolm Marks got the ball at the back. It's trying to go forward. They're trying to march straight over the top of the All Blacks. They're trying to slow them down, but it's slowly starting to move for them. No, it's going to be halted here by the All Blacks. Malcolm Marks goes short side now. Faf de Klerk back on the inside. Malcolm Marks 2 meters out. Yardi Savia trying to get straight in the breakdown, and they are only going to be a couple meters short now. The box here, but Etzebeth with a step as well. It's an advantage for offside. Going short side now. Firing a wide out to Makazole Mapimpi, trying to dodge everyone, but now they are going to be 10 meters out, and it's still available for the box with the advantage. They're going back now for the penalty try time versus Berenice, and it looks like Faf de Klerk, is he going to take it quickly? Considering it, decides against it in the end. Tell you what, he was almost about to take it there. Faf de Klerk instead ties the shoelace. 9 penalties so far up against the All Blacks in this one. And also Elton Yankees to replace the Water Boy as well, says Johan. And also, I'm hoping to Berenice and also Kevin, come on, mate. This place a legend as well, says Johnny Blaze. Feel like I didn't get to see, I know, yeah, from Kevin, I wanted to stream rugby, not listen to this clown. I mean, if you got a paid subscription, you'd be able to do that, mate, because it is available on about 10 different live streaming platforms around the world for this matchup because it is a very big one indeed. But yeah, anyone who is tuning in, I think I have already told you guys about the licensing side of it, and also highlights will be on the All Blacks YouTube channel after the match as well. We have already had 44 minutes through this game, and Andre Pollard going to be lining up the kick of the post once again here for the Springboks, which will put the gap down to only 3 points as well. Great commentary. Appreciate your enthusiasm from a South African in London as well, says David. And also, I mean, Andre in the chat as well. And also, Box changed its tactics. And also, we have got the South African flags from Floyd. That one has gone over now. And it does mean that it is going to be 17 points to the Springboks and 20 points to the All Blacks as well. You're doing great, man, as well, says Aaron. Also, we have got their box is in there from Helene. I'm not too sure what that says, so I'm worried that I can't read it between the sticks as well, says Peter. And that is what has made it 17 points for the Springboks and 20 to the All Blacks now. So they are back to only a 3-point difference going 5 minutes into the second half. Still 35 to go. There's plenty of time for both of these sides to be able to get themselves a try now. It's going to be kicked off. Geordie Barrett retaining that one. Jacobson able to knock it back as well. And now the All Blacks have got this ball straight back. Counter ruck there. And it's going to be Lucanio Arm trying to get that ball back. It's going to be available. And Quagga Smith now breaking the line as well. Offloads to Vincent Cock. It's a juggle. And it is going to be now the scrum feed for the All Blacks. But once again, the Springboks looking dangerous. After Clear kicks it downfield. And there is a player down. I believe it is Geordie Barrett at the moment who did have an awkward tumble there. And we have also got there in the chat as well. Awesome commentary, brother, as well. And we have also got there, if a Kiwi made it with a Springbok, what do you get? A keelbok or a springnui? I mean, that's a good question. I feel like it would just be a little bit of a cross animal kind of situation going on, I guess. Are you doing the premiership tonight, says Luke? I was hoping to, although I have actually got, unfortunately, a lunch tomorrow afternoon, which would mean that if I was to do that game, I probably wouldn't be able to end up going to that. So I am going to have to go to that instead. So this will be our last live stream of tonight, but we are going to be doing the Gallagher Premiership tomorrow night between the Exeter Chiefs and also between the Sale Sharks, I believe it is. And we have also got there in the chat as well. Why is TJ's TJP mask on how woke as well, says it was Johnny Blaze and Unlucky Quagga, says McKenna and AB's feed, says Peter, it is indeed. And now at this stage, it is going to be available for the All Blacks. And they may go for a set piece here, depending on what they decide. 46 minutes into this one, and they are going to be on the halfway line at this stage. And we have also got their last 20. We'll see if the Boks have real fitness as well, says Sean. And with the fact that they have already made 4 subs as well, we will start to see some of those other players out there maybe tiring. But the All Blacks, they have got their bench. Other than the change of Patrick Tuipulotu, everyone else will be fresh in the later stages of this game, including Mwanga McKenzie and also TJ Perenara. But Brad Weber now putting the ball in. It's a good contest in the scrum. And now it's going to be going to the left-hand side. Bowden Barrett now with the wide cutout pass out to Rico Ioane now with the step on the inside. Now offload out to Anton Leonard Brown. And they are going to be inside of the 22 now, 15 metres out. Brad Weber passes back once again. Bowden Barrett looks like one of the Springboks is down. So really, they are down to 14 men at the moment, the Springboks. I believe it was Sibu Nkosi who is struggling at the moment. Brad Weber goes back to Bowden Barrett. Cody Taylor trying to put the step across as well, but tackled by Smith. On the 22, Brad Weber goes back across Nepo Lolala. Offload to Patrick Tuipulotu. Still available here for the All Blacks. Just outside of the 22, 5 faces in. Bowden Barrett, a little bit of a salad dummy, gives it to Retallick, who is isolated. And straight in that breakdown, it looks like Damien Dialende trying to counter-attack. And now it's still going to be available, is it? Or Malcolm Marks trying to rip the ball off Brad Weber, but he's done very well, Brad Weber, to be able to hang on to that. And now it's still available. Counter ruck there from Sia Khaleesi, just getting yanked backwards there. And Brodie Retallick toes it forward, and now Frans Steyn in behind is going to be kicking that one downfield. But that was a very ugly looking breakdown for the All Blacks. Huge amount of pressure there from the Springboks, and what a kick downfield as well. Almost a 50-22, but now it is going to be Sevu Reece kicking this one back downfield, trying to get the space, and that is a good clearing kick from the All Blacks there back to the halfway line. Tell you what, this one seems like it's ramped up to 100 at this stage. We have also got, we ain't scoring man as well, says Obey, and also we have got there Steyn on my underwear. Says Obey's taking also beautiful Steyn, says Berenice as well. And also we have got there, well done, you're doing a great job. Don't take any notice of the stone throwers as well, says Neville. Appreciate that support, mate. And also we have got there earlier on in the chat, I should say, sorry. My voice is really struggling. I did a live stream yesterday, and I feel like that game between the Springboks, the Pumas and the Wallabies, I probably ended up yelling a little bit too much during that one as well. Bok feed, bro, as well, says Peter. And also clear and kick. And also we have got there NZ from Champagne, but now it's going to be the line-out throw for the Springboks. 45 metres out from their own line. I believe they're going upstairs for an HIA, and I'm not sure who it is going to be who's going off the field. We're just having a look. I think it was actually Sibu Nkosi for the Springboks, who was down. Yes, it is. So he is going to be coming off the field, and that will mean more than likely Elton Yankees. Yes, he is going to be making his way out there, so they'll have a little bit of a reshuffle in the back line for the Springboks. So now Malcolm Marks throws that ball in, almost contested by Kiriwani, but claimed by Dwayne Vermeulen. Only a 3-point contest between these two games, or between these two sides at this stage, and there is still plenty of time left on the clock. We are 46 minutes through this game now. They're trying to march their way forward, but it is being halted at the moment. Faf de Klerk now got the ball available, and he's going to be going for the kick in behind Lukanyoam, and also it will be very close to the touchline. Geordie Barrett does nicely, and we'll be kicking this one back across field. This could be a dangerous counter-attack here for the Springboks, but it has found the touchline. So now it does mean that it will be the Springboks line out once again. Here we have it's got there in the chat. Great game, says Floyd. And also we have got there, if the Springboks adopted a more running style of rugby, then they'd hurt the AB's supporters' ego very badly. The games are way too close, and every week I hear the Box will lose by 50 as well, says JP. And also we have got there in the chat, thanks Carmen, and 3 points difference as well, says Carmen. And also we have got there, you don't have to rush it. We can't see the action, so call it. If you delay call, we won't be missing out so much as well, says Christian. So I will try my best to balance it. Normally when we have this many people in the chat, it is very tough to be able to balance it. Like these last live streams for the Springboks games that we have done, that we've had a huge amount of support. I appreciate every single one of you for being out. It's going to be dropped there by the All Blacks, or sorry, by the Springboks, and now counter attack here for the All Blacks. Cut out pass, and Cebu. No, it's going to be Mkazole Mapimpi almost going through for the try, but in the end, it is going to be going back for the knock-on. Very lucky for the All Blacks there. And we have got there, I'm a Kiwi mate, not a South African, says Carmen. Also, we have got there in the chat, welcome, says Carmen. And also, come on, bot, come on, says it was a John in there. And also, don't let your squeaky clown shoes that get stuck in the door on your way out as well, says Cody Dixon. Come on, bot, the best, says Yako there. But nonetheless, it is going to be the scrum now for the All Blacks, about 25 metres out from their own line. Kiriwani once again almost able to turn that one over at line out time. So they're really contesting well in this game, the All Blacks, which is something, like I mentioned, the Springboks did phenomenally in that last match as well. We have also got there, can't watch ABs at the moment, terrible stuff as well, says over. And also, we have got there in the chat as well, Sup Uso, cheers for the All Blacks. Love from Samoa as well, says Lima. Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. We have got there, Carmen has said 20 minutes left. We have got 30 left in this game at this stage. The Green Machine as well, says Som Wablili. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but I feel like I may have gotten that slightly wrong, so I do apologize in advance. The score is the same as the last match, says it was Nkosi, or it is only the 1 point off at the moment, so it's very close in that regard. I believe my prediction for the match was going to be 29 for the All Blacks, 24 for the Springboks, but unless the All Blacks get 3 penalties, I think there may be another try for both of these sides throughout the second half. But now it's going to be Brad Weber off the back of the scrum. Passes it back now into the hands of David Arveli, got a long boot and kicks it straight down the middle of the field. Luke Jacobson off the field, and that's going to be for Ethan Blackadder. So I'm wondering whether or not that would mean that Savia goes to 8. It's a good kick downfield from Frans Steyn. Did it bounce into touch? It's a brilliant kick from Frans Steyn, and it's going to be a 50-22 for the Springboks. Frans Steyn, he's made an impact in just a short amount of time that he's come out on the field as well. Let's go All Blacks as well, says Richard, and counting on your marks, says Duncan. And also, come on, boys, break the grand slam as well, says Dexter. Frans Steyn, he struck it so effortlessly, ended up bouncing into touch, which does make it a 50-22. And it was Beauden Barrett just not quite able to cover that one as well as we would have liked there. Yeah, I will mention, while we are waiting for this line-out throw for the Springboks, only about 15 metres out from the All Blacks line. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are trying to hit 6,800 subscribers by the end of this live stream, and we only need another 60 or so. So we are doing very nicely indeed in that regard. So I do appreciate every single one of you for hitting that button. But now Lou Diago off the field, and that's going to be for Franco Mostert. And straight away, he is in the action. He has claimed that rolling maul. Malcolm Marks at the back here. It's marching. It's marching for the Springboks here. Only going to be 5 metres out. The All Blacks trying to defend it, coming in from the side. And it's going to be available now. It will be Faf de Klerk. Goes back Andre Pollard. Damien Dialende only a couple metres out from the line now for the Springboks. Malcolm Marks lurking around trying to steamroll over Beauden Barrett, but he has been dragged down there. Still available out to Stephen Kitsoff, getting held up, wrestled backwards. And Ethan Blackadder trying to get straight in there. He's got the turnover. No, he isn't. It's still available for the Box now. It's going to be Elton Yankees. Mkazole Mapimpi scores it in the corner. And it is going to be the first try of the second half. And the Springboks score it 52 minutes in, and they have taken the lead back in this match now. And we will go like that once again. And it is going to be Mkazole Mapimpi who was able to score it. And had a lot of opportunities out on that wing, but as soon as he gets that ball, it's all off that great kick from Frans Steyn as well to be able to just keep that momentum going forward. Brilliant finish there for Makazole Mapimpi in the corner, and we will add that one to the try scorers list. There we go, 52nd minute in, and Makazole Mapimpi as the man who was able to score it, and the Springboks now have taken the lead up against the All Blacks. Should bring in Moonga now as well, says Coach O'Fang, and also we have got there, hope the All Blacks don't lose as well, and we have got there, how come South Africa play good when we won everything as well? There's Obi Snake, and also we have got there in the chat as well. In the chat is going very quick at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here, and we have also got there in the chat, let's go Bok as well, says CD. But now the crowd are fired up for this game. The Springboks in front by 2 points. Andre Pollard, 4 from 6 so far tonight with a 67% kicking ratio. He's missed that one again, Andre Pollard, which does mean now that there's only going to be a 2-point difference between these two sides, which is going to be pretty rough for the final moments, because you think about those points that the Springboks have missed out on. Could they be crucial? We will have to wait and see, but it's another try for the Springboks. And now we have got 5 tries in this match so far. Damian Delende, Makazole Mapimpi, and then also Severis, Artie Savia, and Brad Weber as the other try scorers there replace Pollard as well, says Blake, and also disappointing, very disappointing, says Obi, and also we have got there, give the tee to Franz Stein. At this stage, sounds like there is going to be a sub being made, if I'm not wrong. Eben Etzebeth going to be making his way back out onto the field. So I believe that is going to be, oh, who's that going to be replacing? I believe that would be, I guess maybe he went off for an injury, because actually Mostert came on the field for Diaga, so I'm not sure why he was off the field there, Etzebeth, but he is back out there now, which I'm sure the Springboks will be very happy about. Geordie Barrett there knocking it back onto the side of the All Blacks, and once again retaining their own kickoff. Brad Weber now passing it back across field. It's going to be David Avila. Looked like he was setting up for a kick for a second there, but he is tackled by Etzebeth. Now Geordie Barrett with the step there. Awkward tackle on him, but now it is going to be available once again. Short side, Bowden Barrett looked like he was going to go for the cross kick instead. Ethan Blackadder now trying to pin the mullet back, going for it here. 40 metres out for the All Blacks once again. Brad Weber counter right from Sia Khaleesi. He's been phenomenal in this game with those counter attacks. But now Brad Weber goes back. Bowden Barrett links up with his brother Geordie. There isn't a Scott out there at the moment though, because he was off the field a little bit earlier on. Malcolm Marks, they can't shift him, and he wins a penalty for the Springboks as well. Malcolm Marks not too happy with Brad Weber as well in that situation. Did he miss the conversion? He did indeed. And we have got there my first half comment, box by 10 as well, says Laurent came in. Also we have got the Apollo going to make us lose the game with his back kicking as well, says Berenice. And also we have got there, want to know what box stands for, says Carl. I'm a little bit worried, but do let me know. Yes, Marks as well, says Dexter there. And also we have got there in the chat as well. We have got the Yoasters as well, says Yako, and end is near. It is indeed. There are currently still 25 minutes left in this game, but now kicking for the corner once again here for the Springboks. And we have got there, just watched on tire as well, says Fred, and it's going to be interesting in the final moments of this game. 64% of the possession is in the favour of the Springboks for the second half, I believe. 49% territory for the All Blacks in the second half as well. So the Springboks, they've had all the ball and all of that territory, so they're going to have to be careful in the later stages of this game here, the All Blacks, or else the Springboks can really start to put some attack together. But 30 metres out now, and they win the line out with Etzebeth. Now it's going to be Elton Yankees puts up the box kick. It's going to be high for Makazole Mapimpi, trying to line it up, not able to take it clean. It's bouncing back, Severis able to take it there though, but it's stolen by Lukanua. Ball bounces out the side, and Vincent Koch now has got it on the side of the Springboks. Faf de Klerk now going short side to Kitsoff. He's got the man with him. Dragged down by a Kiriwani close to the touchline. Straight on the ball though for the All Blacks. No, Severis hasn't been able to steal it. Khaleesi around the side. They're playing advantage once again here for the Springboks. It's going back for the no advantage. Joe Moody able to turn it over, and now they are 2 points ahead. Does Faf de Klerk take it quickly? That's a big question. I don't believe he will. I believe they will go for the corner, I would think, or maybe do you take the 3? It's a big decision here for the Springboks. That is for sure. Yellow card all day. AB's killing the ball on deck. Slow on box ball as well, says Mawson. Also, we've got their Cummins. AB's look bad as well. Someone said in the chat, and surely kick to the corner, and they are going to be 5 metres out. And it looks like Sia Khaleesi is flattened out at the moment, which is not good news for the captain. Looks like he is. They've got the double hands up. I'm not sure what the double hands up means, but I believe it is the back of his neck. Sia Khaleesi, he looks like he's a little bit worried, but he's having a conversation with the medics at this stage. I believe the way he lands is just awkward. Yeah, he kind of gets bent backwards there, and he kind of just gets squashed by Savia and Retallick in that regard. And I believe Savia straight away, you can see him almost having a chat with him. I feel like he was saying sorry on the ground there, if I'm not wrong. But now we have got their winner chicken dinner as well as Cedric, can also kick for the corner in there and sock it up as well, says Peter, and take the 3 points, says someone else in the chat. So it's going to be interesting. Do they go for the corner here, the Springboks, or do they decide to take it on, see if they can get themselves the full 7 point? You are absolute, as well, says Nathan. Also, we have got there in the chat as well. Better play Carmen as well, says Berenice. But now looks like Sia Khaleesi making his way back up to his feet, and the crowd have let out the applause as well. They are very happy to see that man back up on his feet, as he has been having a very good game indeed. But nonetheless, while we have got this little bit of a stoppage, I will once again show the benches for these two sides. We have still got a few moments left in this game, and as you can see here, South Africa, they have already made the changes of Malcolm Marx, Stephen Kitsoff, Vincent Koch, Franco Mostert, and also Elton Yankees and Frans Steyn. So they have only got Herschel Yankees and Jesper Wiese left, and he will be an impact player in the later stages. Blackadder out there for New Zealand, also Tui Pilotu out there as well. But it seems like they are actually going to be replacing Sia Khaleesi here, unfortunately. Does mean he is going to be going off, and Jesper Wiese now will be making his way out there. Khaleesi is king as well, says Helene. And now at this stage, he is the fourth capped or most capped Springboks captain, going off neck injury as well, says Carmen. And also he's a choice captain, says Peter. And also in the chat as well, there's a medic. He played 20 minutes in the last game as well, says McKenna. And also we have got there in the chat as well, when Box lose, they will blame the ref as well, says Mike Wood. We'll have to wait and see. They've gone for the 5 metre line out, and at this stage, going to the front, the ball's been dropped by Malcolm Marx. Claims that one now, offload to Pollard now with his back to the defence of the All Blacks. Once again, passing it back across. Faf de Klerk gives it to Mostert. They are only 5 metres out, straight out in front as well. Going back across, well, yes, but Wiese, they've got the advantage once again here for the Springboks. And they are going to be going for a little set play. Quagga Smith getting closer and closer to the line as well. It's bouncing another side. Mostert just a metre short of the line. Who has got it? It's going to be Faf de Klerk. Little juggle there. Was it a knock on? Yes, it was. And they will be going back for the penalty. Offside is the call. The All Blacks will have to be careful with their discipline in the later stages of this one. We dominated the NZ defensive lines as well. So it's coming in. Also, we have got the bought some adult diapers. So I'm prepared as well in the chat as well. And we have got Gobot, break him, crush him as well. And they are knocked on, says Peter. But now at this stage, the last 5 penalties of this game have gone against the All Blacks, and they are going to be taking on the 3 points. Elton Yankees was the player who went, I am taking on that 3, mate. But this was a nice little play from Faf de Klerk. Another round the back flick pass. And Malcolm King marks as well, says JP. And sounds like carnage out there, says Floyd. It is currently being played at a frantic place. The All Blacks under a huge amount of pressure from the defensive line of the box. And if they can continue this through the later stages and keep this momentum going for them, will be a very tough last 20 minutes for the ABs. And we've still got 23 minutes to go, actually. So there's still plenty of time left in this matchup. And now Elton Yankees lines it up. He has got it straight down the middle as well. Now the Springboks have got a 5-point lead heading into the later stages of this one. Why your teeth so big, says Joel. I guess so that I can eat food at a more efficient rate, I guess, is the kind of science behind it. In that regard, we have it's got there. Someone needs to go to the bin for the ABs as well, says Adult Entertainment, and it is freaking awesome as well, says Bull in the chat. And also Elton Yankees is not a good kicker either. He has got that one down the middle though. So now 25 points in that regard. And also TJ Perenara going to be coming off the field, and also, coming on the field. And it is also going to be George Bauer replacing Joe Moody for the last 23 minutes of this game, taken nicely there by Frans Steyn, who is going to be kicking it downfield once again, going for that 50-22. It's a brilliant kick as well from Frans Steyn. Almost a 50-22, but it's going to be pulling up just outside of the 22. They are struggling with his kicking, that is for sure. Kick for the corner as well, says Luke. And also, we have got there, let's go, 25-22 to the box as well, says Tristan. And also, we have got there in the chat from Royal, the bad losers. And also we have got their beats from Yucca and bring in Morngi. He must not be too far away, I wouldn't think, for the All Blacks to suffer more. Also out on the field, one thing that man, he does sometimes have a little bit 50-50. It is that line out, so they're going to put pressure on him early, taken by Akira Ioane though. And they have been able to claim it, and now they are going to be marching this one forward here for the All Blacks. It's a bit straight through the middle, asking whether or not he can do it. And it is going to be available now at the back. TJ Perenara. It's a biff. He thought that he was going to be in with a shot of being able to grab it, but now Perenara puts the high ball. Rieko Ioane chasing this one hard into the half of the Springboks, 40 out from their own line. Lukanu Arm going to be trying to step as well, going through the gap here. Lukanu Arm offload. Oh, he saw Ethan Blackadder with him, decided against it in the end. Now it's going to be Elton Yankees. Looked like he was going to be kicking, but instead now using the back line. Pollard off to Damien Dealende. Good low tackle on him by Anton Leonard Brown here. Once again, it is going to be Faf de Klerk going back across to Malcolm Marx, tackled by Blackadder. Almost available for Savia, not quite. Able to turn it over there, and it looks like once again Faf de Klerk will be going for the kick here as well. And now has gone high for just outside of the 22. Geordie Barrett goes up, takes it nicely as well. Huge amount of pressure though. Visa, also Cock and Mapimpi all there waiting for it. And something that the Springboks, they will be missing a little bit is that, that's a not great kick there from Beauden Barrett. Interesting choice there, cross kick, and he's kicked it out on the full inside of his own 22. But now the Springboks are going to have a line out from 20 metres out. Not a great choice in that regard there from Beauden Barrett there, but we have also got AB 0% possession in the second half, says Ellwood as well. And also we have got I consider this match 101, the new era of the Springbok versus Kiwi rivalry with the All Blacks being the best in the previous era. Let's see what happens next as well, says JP. And also we have got there in the chat, Mwanga in the chat from Johnny Blaze. Now, at this stage, 20 minutes left in this game. It's going to be fun watching the box tire, says Fred. And that's the thing. We're expecting it to come soon, but is it going to happen? They seem to be just keeping this frantic pace. They are running on momentum and just pure heart at the moment. The box is available at the back of the rolling ball once again, and Malcolm Marks has got this ball. Trying to get it slowly creeping, going forward nicely here for the Springboks once again. Something we don't see too often for the All Blacks is having a rolling ball try scored against them. Now it's going to be Andre Pollard isolated. Got the knees to the ground though, only 10 metres out. And the box once again having the territory around the side. Franco Mostert with the carry there. Ethan Blackett is straight back to his feet and he's won the penalty for the All Blacks there. It wasn't actually Ethan Blackett, it was Adi Savia who was able to win that one. The captain there, and Faf de Klerk helping TJ Perenara up. Of course, we saw a little bit of a clip earlier on in the week where those two were kind of knocking the ball out of each other's hands. Hamish, 60% box from you now as well, says Johan. Also, we have got the AB's ball, says Peter, and also bring on Christie, says Joel. And also, we have got there when you accidentally shoot yourself in the face in Halo as well, says Katie Dixon. And bring on Christie, says Joel. He is not actually in this match, Finley Christie. But yeah, instead they did go with Perenara off the bench. You can see there, Sia Khaleesi, he would absolutely love to be out on the field for the later stages of this game. 35 metres out from their own line here. The All Blacks going to the front to Black out of there, taking it nicely, pass it back now to Perenara. Beauden Barrett, skip pass into the hands of Havili, almost hit Enrico Ioane in the face with that ball. But if the Springboks can get a penalty from only around 30 metres out, the ball's been dropped, but it's another penalty to the All Blacks there. Richie and Damo time as well, says Carl. And also we have got there in the chat box, come on as well, says John, in good game. Says it for now, yeah, it's going down to the absolute wire, that is for sure. Last 5 penalties in this game, 3 against the All Blacks, but then the last 3 have gone against the Springboks, so is the momentum slowly starting to shift? I'm not sure. Back-to-back penalties, we haven't seen that from the Springboks in a little while. I don't believe we've seen it in the second half yet. If I'm not wrong, this game is ruthless and physical. I love it as well. Says Carmen and nice Savia time to bring on the bench, which... what is Fuzzy doing as well, says Cameron. And also we have got there, thought it was going to be a dominant performance to the ABs. To be honest, prove me wrong as well, says Obe, and AB's line out. And it is going to be a suffer more once again with the line out throw here. Going to be 35 metres out now from the Springboks line. Going right to the back. Is it straight enough? It is called straight enough. It was probably debatable, but it is still on the side now with the All Blacks. George Bauer's got this one at the back of the rolling ball here for the All Blacks. Once again, they're all joining up and they are starting to march their way forward, trying to stop Etzebeth from going through the middle by the looks of it. Dwayne Vermeulen also almost got the handle of Perenara, passing it back to Havili, hit hard in a tackle by Yankees. And also, I believe it was Malcolm Marks there. Perenara now going short side. It's going to be a suffer more, putting the ears back with the offload of George Bauer as well. All of the replacement front row working hard at the stage. Off Toinga Fussy joining the breakdown. Now it's going to be Anton Leonard Brown takes the carry. Pollard makes the tackle on him. Toinga Fussy driven backwards. A suffer more now with the step as well. Tackle by his opposite number, Malcolm Marks, who is in there almost from the side. Now it's going to be Perenara. Anton Leonard Brown tackled a bit higher from Vincent Koch, and it's going to be a penalty advantage. And it's going back for the penalty now because Lukanu Arm was able to rip that ball away. What do you do if you're the All Blacks? Do you go for the corner or do you go for the 3 points? Perenara looking at the post. Still 17 minutes or so left in this one. I will quickly get that update on the score. There we go. 63 minutes gone in this one. What do they do? As well, we will have to wait and see. They have kicked it for the corner, the All Blacks. They are deciding that they want the full 7. My Sky here in Wales just died. Keep it lad. Do not stop as well, no worries, mate. We are going to continue to do these live streams, not just for international rugby, but just also for kind of any games of rugby that are on Gallagher Premiership, United Rugby Championship, you name it. We cover it on the channel. Why isn't McKenzie on? Need him on now as well, says Joel. They are leaving it very late in that regard because of the fact that he'll probably take a little bit of time to kind of get adjusted in that regard of trying to find against momentum. Same with Richie Mo'unga, but maybe they're leaving Beauden Barrett out there for the full 80. Box will tire. Need to bring in the X-Factor bench as well. Says Jimmy there, and also box the tire as well. Says Fred, and also come on All Blacks. Says William, but now it's going to be a rolling maul once again available for the All Blacks going to the front. No, it's stolen by Stephen Kitsoff. Brilliantly done there by the Springboks number 17. And now Buff de Klerk goes back to Franco Mostert. Good tackle there from Brodie Retallick, but the All Blacks giving away the possession. Only a few minutes out for the Springboks line, I should say. Was it the best decision to kick it for the corner? That's the quick question there. But now it's going to be 65 minutes into this game. Now Buff de Klerk almost charged down by Brodie Retallick. Kicking it into touch, gone through the hands of Rieko Ioane, and they will not be taking that one quickly because it's also going to be touched by Brodie Retallick. So I believe it will be the Springboks line out. And now they are going to be sitting quite nicely 35 metres out from their own line. With the line out as well, we have got their Yankees, not replaced Buff de Klerk. I think they are trying to keep him out there as long as they can for this game. De Klerk, I know that they have got, okay, he has just replaced them. They have decided to take him off now. So I believe other than, the All Blacks also making subs. Beauden Barrett off the field. Richie Mo'unga has returned to the All Blacks as well. We have got the, you have the camera wrong way. Show the game as well. Says Sebastian there. But now at this stage, Richie Mo'unga, his first cap in a wee while. He's been in New Zealand. He's also completed quarantine. What is he going to be able to do in the later stages of this game? That's a big question. 4 minutes as well, says Carmen, although we have still got 15 minutes left of this one. The All Blacks actually do have that line-out throw. So it is going to be Richie Mo'unga straight away met by Yankees and also Malcolm Marks. Welcome back to the international scene. Tui Pelotu getting dragged down by Jasper Visa now, currently 40 metres out for the All Blacks. Once again, Richie Mo'unga looked like he was going to be throwing the long pass instead. Didn't quite get the ball. Vincent Koch now, Mostert also getting in there, and they've been able to turn that ball over there, the Springboks. But Ardie Savia says he wants it straight back, but it's available now. Herschel Yankees fires it back to Elton, and he will be kicking it in behind, and they are doing very good on the breakdown so far in this match. The Springboks now, Sever Reese inside of the own 22 here, the All Blacks. And now Geordie Barrett has fired that back down the middle of the field, taken by Franstein. Now he has already nailed a 50-22 in this match. Looks like he's going for the low kick. In mind, he's got plenty on it though. Is it going to keep on rolling? No, it's pulled up as well. Good kick from Franstein. And now Geordie Barrett returning fire with the big kick. And they're saying maybe he was taken out in the air there, Geordie Barrett, or taken out after that kick. But now it's going to be Herschel Yankees trying to pierce the gap, dragged down there 40 metres out from the line. And I believe George Bauer is actually allowed to contest that ball, and he has won the penalty. Hardly had to get right in there. Not great ball security there for the Springboks in that one because they kind of ended up. They had three guys in there, and George Bauer was just like, yeah, I'll just grab that one, and no one really got him. Interestingly enough, but they are going upstairs to see this one for Geordie Barrett to see whether or not he was taken out in the air, or taken out after the kick, I should say. Franstein coming through. So Geordie Barrett, he did end up getting struck late by Franstein. Ended up twisting the leg as well, which is an awkward fall. So I believe because of that, it could end up being a penalty in the favour of the All Blacks, but they already have a penalty now being near the halfway line. So I believe surely they wouldn't yellow card that. I don't think that's a yellow card though. So I believe it will be just a penalty. So they will be going back to where George Bauer was for that penalty as well. The way I see it, first is a piece, or first one apiece is good. New Zealand won the championship. I'm happy as well, says Greg. And also we have got that Faf de Klerk or Christie as well, says Joel. That's a tough one. Penalty only is the call there for that one that was taken out there. No pressure box as well, says Peter. And also nothing wrong with that Pommy ref as well, says Mawson. Also we have got their box to tire, says Fred. So now it would be going right back to where that penalty was for Geordie Barrett, but instead George Bauer able to win himself that one about 40 metres out. Okay, they are going to be taking it from about 40 metres out from their own line here. Who won, says Alexander. We are still going, mate. 67 minutes into this game at the moment. Still 13 minutes left as well, taken out in the air as well, says McKinnon. Also, we have got their play on, lads. That was nothing. Carry on with the game, boys. The ref is on point as well, says Carmen. And also, we have their box to win, says Bruce. And they are kicking this one for the corner, more than likely. Are they All Blacks? Or is Geordie Barrett going to take a shot for the three? What do they decide to do here, the All Blacks? Franstein, he is not happy with the penalty, although it was going to be a penalty to the All Blacks anyway in that regard. And it's going to be 40 metres out. Geordie Barrett's going to be taking the shot. So that will cut it down to only 2 points difference between these two sides. That is if they can get themselves another penalty. The All Blacks, this game's going down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I mentioned, we were on the road to 6,800 subscribers by the end of this live stream. We are currently sitting only a total of, once it loads, it's decided to not load. We are only sitting 43 away. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be covering all of the Springboks and All Blacks games heading forward, including all of their individual internationals coming up. I can't believe there's still over 10 minutes left. This is a bloodbath, says it is Helene. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, but the Springboks fans. Boo and Geordie Barrett, he's got it straight down the middle though. So now the score is going to be 23 to the All Blacks, 25 to the Springboks here. It's going to be extremely close going down to the wire. It's a big call to go for the 3. All Blacks set piece confidence as shook go Bok as well, says Cameron. And they did turn down the 3 a little bit earlier on in the match as well for the All Blacks in the second half. So now instead they have decided to take that 3 points, and now it's only a drop kick or anything like that away for the All Blacks. But if the Springboks score one more time, I would say from here, they will be winning this match. Anton Leonard-Brown takes it. Damian McKenzie also out on the field now. Pearson the gap straight away. McKenzie, 22 metres out of the box. Flopping over that one with Stephen Kitsoff off a Toinga Fussy. The All Blacks need to clear this ball very soon, I believe. Perenara now selling a bit of a dummy pass, and it almost a cutout pass, and it's going to be Damien Giallende knocks the ball down. Is it going to be a deliberate knock-on, or is it just going to be the knock-on there? That's a big question, because if it is just a knock-on, it will be a scrum inside of the 22. They are going to be going upstairs to see whether or not this is going to be considered. Okay, there are numbers outside it. Surely this isn't going to be a yellow. Surely this can't be a yellow from here for Damien Giallende. I believe at most they will turn this into a penalty for the deliberate knock-on. Another deliberate knock-on is it as well. But the big difference for this one is that it's inside of the 22 of the All Blacks rather than being inside of the 22 of the Springboks when they were on defence kind of thing. So I believe at most that is going to be a penalty. This game is like last week as well, says Mr. Achilles. It is indeed going down to the yellow, going down to the wire as well. Penalty try, says Oisak. I think we're a little bit too far away for it to be a penalty try there. They have Mapimpi once again. It was actually Mapimpi who saved Nkosi last week in terms of that. Oh, although they've got Sever Reese on the outside. This could be a yellow card. Penalty only is the call there. I think that is the one that I did say straight away, but that is going to be the penalty for the All Blacks once again inside of the 22, mate. We need our boys to show us something today. Our Boks have not looked like world champs since they started the Australian campaign as well, says Paul, and also yellow card in there. Slip that ref a few dollars as well, says Brooke, and also 10 minutes left. It is indeed, or currently 13 minutes left for this match as well. Good call as well, says this news. Penalty only, sorry, says Peter. Yeah, I think that was going to be that situation roughly as well. But now it is going to be 45 metres out. The All Blacks have another opportunity. Does it go for 80 minutes, says Ruzzy? It does indeed. And this game, we've still got plenty more, but the last 5 penalties now against the Springboks going to the front, slapped down and stolen by Etzebeth once again in the line out, and well done from that man. First knock on, second knock on, and now it's going to be the scrum feed for the Springboks. And this one, once again, this is intense. ABs need to score next as well, says Novmum. And also we have got there in the chat box, have looked like champs, or haven't looked like champs since the Lions as well, says Jimmy. And also we have got there, please win boxes as well. And also we have got there, damn Damien too close as well. We're controlling the ABs line out. And yeah, it's kind of reversed in some regards. In the first half, there were penalties against the All Blacks, and the line out, they were able to steal the ball of the Springboks. This second half, it's almost switched, and the Springboks are the team that are being penalised, and they are winning the ones in the line outs. That's why Evan Etzebeth over at Dojo as well, in the chat as well. Don't you South African guys, a South African guy covering the game? Oh, I have a South African guy covering the game on YouTube, says Tommy. Oh, that is all right. We love having the people to split. I normally have a poll saying who we think is going to win the game, but I haven't been able to see it throughout this whole one for some reason. It is relatively broken. I haven't really been able to keep myself updated in that regard, but I will mention if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, we have got there Go All Black as well. Now, this one's going to be another scrum race here. Andre Pollard, he's a happy man at the moment. The bonus point at the moment going the way of the All Blacks, but they will not be concerned about points at this stage. They are going to be finishing first on the Rugby Championship. Springboks finishing third, but this game is kind of separate to itself. We saw the 100th match last week, very close, 2-point game last week. At the moment, 10 points to go, or 10 minutes to go, I should say, and it's also a 2-point contest. Come on, Box as well for sure. Carmen as well. And come on, All Blacks, says Kimmy. And also just one try, ABs. Come on, boys. Can take it or can't take it anymore, says Anthony and New Zealand dudes. I'll buy you a drink regardless who wins. We're just fun, mate, as well, says Helene as well. And also, come on, All Blacks, says Jess in the chat. And Springboks win by front stain, drop or penalty. as well, says Michael. And tell you what, he's already done the 50-22 that led to that try of Makazole Mapimpi. They are going to be pushing hard in this one, though. The All Blacks, the front row has collapsed under the pressure of the Springboks. They've gone up as well, but it's just out the back for the Springboks. That was a brilliant scrum from the ABs when they didn't have the feed. Now, Herschel Youngke's looking like he's going to be rolling this ball back, and it is going to be available 45 metres out for the high kick. It's going to be chased by Makazole Mapimpi. Jumped up by Geordie Barrett. It's gone through the hands now. Herschel Youngke's looking for the short side gap. Tackled by, it was Ofa Toinga Fussy now. 30 metres out from the line. Malcolm Marks now tackled by Ethan Black at a strain in there. Adi Savia almost able to rip it away, but Herschel Youngke's off to Pola now. Rush defence from Akira Ioane. Missed the tackle though. Youngke's once again passing it back across to the right-hand side. They are straight out in front. So, I mean, if the drop goal, if we were about 5 or so minutes later, maybe it would have been the case. As this ball, it's going the way of the All Blacks because they weren't able to get it out of that rolling maul. And it's going to be the scrum feed once again. We have got there. Hi, guys. Hey, guys. Please give this man a like for this outstanding commentary as well. In the chat and the commentary is also the hook as well. Says Carmen, thank you very much, guys. I do appreciate you all being here for this one. We are currently sitting on 589 likes. If you haven't already, be sure to leave that like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. We said we were pushing towards 6,800 subscribers for this one. We are currently sitting only 18 away. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Try to be objective. AB's hands in the scrum. Duty play ref paid off as well. AB's halfback duty too as well. Says Rowan. And also we have got there in the chat box. We'll score a try as well. Says Yaka. And also we have got there in the chat from John. We need a try. Block, come on, says John. And the South African channels do not like it if you support the opposition, says Mike Wood. And I think that is the kind of thing with this channel as well. We always try and call the games as close down the middle as we can. And I think you guys in the chat do enjoy that as well because of the fact that kind of you have your chances just supporting your own teams without kind of the one-sided commentary. Because, I mean, we're listening to Justin Marshall at the moment in New Zealand, and I always find him as a perfect example of pretty much very All Blacks minded, I guess you could say. All this efforts here because it's the best commentary. Great job, Hamish, as well. Says Tertius, thank you very much, mate. I also love the energy in the commentary. Says Brooke, and also cheers fella for the commentary all the way from a Kiwi living in England. Says, in London. From the Ox as well, so I appreciate you being here as well. It's going to be a big push this time from the Springboks with the counter push. It's a massive one, but Adi Savia gets it off the back, and now it's a drawing pass. Geordie Barrett, man on the outside, Severies, very flat pass. There's space in mind. He's kicked it in mind there, and it's going to be the banana kick of Severies. Damien Dialene decides against the kick now, and he is going to be only 5 metres out. TJ Perenara not able to get the turnover though on the breakdown, and Herschel Youngke's now will have the chance of being able to roll it back. And now 5 meters out from their own line here, and it looks like Herschel Youngke's will be firing this one back for either the box kick or he will kick it himself. Looks like Kitsoff will be there to help protect it. So it is going to be passed back to Elton Youngke's. Almost charged down by 3 All Blacks, and now just inside of the 22. Severies takes it quickly, which is a massive choice there. But now Geordie Barrett running through the middle of the field. 22 metres out of Mostert, trying to get straight in there. Andre Pollard, that's Jesper Visa over the top. Almost could have been a penalty there. Richie Mo'unga trying to step as well through the gap, but on the 22 at the moment, it's going to be back out. TJ Perenara, hospital pass to Damian McKenzie, tackled by Front Stain, counter ruck there from Lukanyoan, but it's a penalty to the All Blacks. That's huge. Straight out in front as well. Vincent Cock and Damian McKenzie having a bit of a push and a shove, and now it's starting to kick off out there. Ladies and gentlemen, a sophomore in Front Stain, looking like they're going to be throwing hands after this one, perhaps. Now, this stage was the penalty. Malcolm Marks is busted open as well. There's going to be some sort of soft chair punch up as well, says Peter. Also come on the All Blacks. And also we have got their bloody hell. Come on, amazing game. It's going down to the wire once again. That is for sure. We have got a nice commentary. Sure, says Yucca. I've almost gone light-headed at the moment. This game is going to be very tough and deep. And now the All Blacks, they will be able to take on the 3-pointer here. And it will give them a 1-point lead if he can get it here. Geordie Barrett defense as well. And more will sit down Stain as well, says Uzo. And this looks familiar, says McKenna. Give us the penalty, says Peter. And also we have got there in the chat as well. Box to die and 2 boys bleeding, says Carmen. And listen to that All Blacks chant as well. And yeah, at the moment the crowd are in numbers. Cbus Super Stadium, they were allowed 75% for the attendance of this game. Unfortunately, due to just the way that it was, they weren't able to keep it going and having the full 100, but they have got 75% here. And you can hear them in numbers. Massive hit there from Damian McKenzie. And it was actually, I'm just having a look to see what this penalty is for. Frans Stain. He's actually ripped that ball away in the breakdown. And then Damian McKenzie's ended up on the wrong side. He wasn't taken in the air there. I'm not sure what this penalty is actually for in this regard. And I think that is why the Springboks players weren't too happy. I would actually say maybe that one is not going the way of the Springboks in that regard. And also we have got there in the chat as well, fight as well, says African Brother, and also G-Man is lit as well in the chat. And 3K watching screenshot Hamish. Hamish says Sebastian as well, and Grand Slam maybe says John. It is not over yet though. It is extremely close for the final moments of this game, ladies and gentlemen. We have still got ourselves, says 70, but it is about to update to 73. And now the big question, Eben Etzebeth is busted open as well. Malcolm Marks having blood pouring out. It's been a battle. It's been a war out on the field between these two sides. No one taking a backward step. And that is why this last few moments of this game is going to be so crucial for both of these sides. Can they not captains challenge that penalty call? Unfortunately, wait a minute. Did they just bust each other open? I think Malcolm Marks and Evan Etzebeth actually had the head clash. Yes, it was. They actually cut each other open. That just shows, I mean, the amount of force that would have been going on there. That is for sure. The ref on AB's the winner. So says Dolly, Dolly, Dolly. And also we have got there, they can't keep giving us these bad calls as well in there. And also we have got there, does New Zealand have a penalty? Says Mr. Achilles, they do indeed. Straight down front, it will be Geordie Barrett. He said that they're still explaining it. Okay, so the referee has said that the player was not rolling away, I believe is what they have called there for the tackle. Mackenzie clearly not rolling, says Riley. That is the way that I would have thought it was going as well. But we have, it's got their headbutt as well, says African Brother. And also we have got there, hit his own man. He did indeed. And Eben Etzebeth, it looks like he's going to get stitches possibly to try and patch that one up in the final moments of this game. But Geordie Barrett, once again, like someone was mentioning, this looks a little bit too familiar to what happened last week. The difference, there is still 6 minutes left in this game as well. We have got there Etzebeth and the bloodfin penalty to New Zealand as well, says Carmen. And also we have got there in the chat, Mackenzie needs the power as well. And we have also got there in the chat, G-Man is all is on a all-weekend bender going out into next week as well, says Johnny Blaze. And also we have got there, and here comes the ref's comment as well on the chat. But now Geordie Barrett, massive kick here for this man. He has been doing very well throughout this Rugby Championship. But the big question is, when the pressure is on him the most, I feel like there's more pressure on this kick than the last match, even though it is a little bit earlier on in the game. 75 minutes gone in this match. Geordie Barrett, 35 out. Can he do it for the All Blacks? Straight down the middle, cool, calm and collected. And now the lead is going to be extended by only the 1 point. 26 points to the All Blacks, 25 to the Springboks. Going to have to wait and see how this last moments can go, because of the fact we need to mention as well, anyone who scores a try from here, it's pretty much next try wins in this match. That is for sure. We have got there in the chat as well. Let's go ref as well. Says he's taken now 35 out. It is going to be 22 metres out from their own line here. And it is on the side of the All Blacks. Perenara looking like he is going to be passing it back. Are they going to run it out here, the All Blacks, or do they decide to try and get it down the field as quickly as possible? It looks like it will be now a good bit of protection on the ground from Patrick Tuipulotu to stop Mostert from being able to drive through. Richie Mo'unga looking for the touchline. Dwayne Vermeulen takes it nicely though. And he is going to try and steamroll over the top of Damian McKenzie. And now 35 out the box. Have got this ball in, going back across. Yes, but Visa now. The Springboks, they've got the advantage for a high shot against Patrick Tuipulotu. Elton Yankees now. Is it a drop kick? Has he got it? It's through. And Elton Yankees has got the lead back for the Springboks with a drop goal. And now they are going to be going back to the halfway line as well. 76 minutes through this game. And now straight away, it is going to be back at the side of the Springboks. This game's going down to the absolute wire, ladies and gentlemen. But they've taken the lead back. Now the Springboks just hold the ball. Don't kick it away, says Cameron. And now it has been kicked off by the All Blacks once again. Geordie Barrett knocks it back onto the side of the All Blacks. And now they are going to have the counter-attacking opportunity. Patrick Tuipulotu, Mostert trying to get in there, losing the footing. It's an advantage to the All Blacks. And it's a penalty. What is going on at the moment in this game? My brain's hurting. It's 1 a.m. here in New Zealand, but why is this happening? It's just back and forth, 12 penalties apiece, and now it's going to be Geordie Barrett who will be going for the 3 points once again. There are still 3 minutes left in this game, ladies and gentlemen. The Boks have just taken back the lead, but now it's going to be going back to the side of Geordie Barrett from about 35 out. Crazy how many people come to your streams as well. It is absolutely insane, the amount of support that we do get from you guys in the chat, and I absolutely appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you are new to the channel, like I mentioned, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be covering all of the games going forward, and at the moment, we are pushing our way towards 6,900 subscribers. We smashed the previous goal out of the park, so if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. But now Geordie Barrett has got the opportunity to kick this one. 78 minutes into this game now. We have got the South African flags from It Is African Brother in the chat as well. And also, is it close to the post? Well, it is close to the post. Says Mr. Achilles, I haven't actually seen it yet. 40 meters out now. They have just shown 4 from 6 for Geordie Barrett. It's going to be a tough kick. That is for sure for this man. But can he nail it straight out in front for the All Blacks? He was here just about 3 minutes ago as well. Geordie Barrett now kick it. Oh, it's going to curl round and it's gone over. Tell you what, he didn't strike it that well by the looks of it. Straight away for Geordie Barrett, but then it came right back round. And now it does mean that the All Blacks have got a 1-point lead going into the last minute and a half of this game. We wouldn't expect anything less from these these Springbok and All Blacks rivals, the 101st match. And the way that this one's going, please don't let it be the last as well. Elton Yankees now kicking it off short. It hasn't gone 10. And now it's going to be the All Blacks who have got the scrumpy there. Vincent Koch is fired up. And now there's a bit of push and shove. Now the last thing that anyone wants to do here for either side to give away a penalty for the push and shove. And, we've also got their bad discipline from the box as well. Says man on a mission. And also, we have got their no way, no box as well. Oh, bro, what a game as well. My brain is hurting at the moment, mate, the way that this one has been going. In the final moments of this one, help me, I'm having a heart attack as well, says Floyd. And tell you what, this game, time off. Time is off. So now at this stage, there's 50 seconds left in this game. The Springboks, they have won multiple penalties at scrum time. Asafa is down at the moment with a bit of an injury. And this is going to be the final 49 seconds of this game now. You said 29 as well, says Gregor. I did indeed. I said 29 to the All Blacks, 24 to the Springboks. So I'll be 4 points off if this is the way that it stays. But I have a feeling this might not be. I think there's going to be maybe more points on the board. Yeah, let's get the I blame as well, says African Bruder as well. And also we have got there, let's go All Blacks, says TK, and also go All Blacks in the chat. And 3.5k people watching. Impressive. Tell you what, I think it is a new record for ourselves. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you do want access to those exclusive channel emojis, be sure to hit that membership button. It is the pin chat comment if you do want to help support the channel, because we have got plenty more of these coming in the future. Can I order some chips? I would absolutely well and truly advise some chips being ordered for this one. Unfortunately, here in New Zealand, it's 1 a.m., so no one will be cooking any chips for myself unless I cook them myself, which might have to be on the cards after this one. I'm going to need some food of some sort because my brain is struggling with the amount of close action we have had between these two sides. Who is this against as well? Says Luke, it is going to be the scrum feed for the All Blacks on the halfway line. Franz Steyn, he can nail them from anywhere. So the last thing that the All Blacks will want to do is give away the penalty, but on the halfway line now, TJ Perenara putting the ball and the clock is back on. 45 seconds left in this game. It's off the back. Artie Savia has got it now and breaking off. They need to make meters here for the All Blacks, and they are going to be 58 meters out. It is still not out of the woods, though. Now it's going to be TJ Perenara, and it looks like they are comfortable enough with the position on the field. So they are going to be driving 40 of the All Blacks, looking like they're going to try and close this one out. Would absolutely love to be able to get themselves a penalty, but whether or not that will be the case, we will have to wait and see. Now it's going to be Patrick Tuipulotu, good at there from Yasavisa. And now it's going to be Dwayne Vermeulen straight on the ball, wins the penalty, and Francis Steyn. Francis Steyn can kick this far. He can do this. Francis Steyn, it's a mistake from the All Blacks to try and go for the little hit-ups there. What do you do? 57 meters out. What way is the wind going? Franz Steyn. Can he kick it? That is the full-time siren, like they are saying, if they go to the line out. They've got the opportunity. Franz Steyn is kicking for the corner. And tell you what, straight away, huge respect to that man for saying this is out of my range. We go for the line out instead. Because imagine if it just dropped short of the bar for that man. But now just inside of the 22. And it will be the line out throw for the Springboks. So we'll try our best to read all the chat. But at the moment, I might end up hiding my face, or in terms of hiding the chat, just because of the fact that it will mean that I won't be able to see any spoilers that may be taking place. But the attacking zone so far, 2 tries for the Springboks. They are in the ability of being able to go for a drop kick if it opens up. Elton Yankees, he's already got 1 in this match so far. Lutiaga going up in the air. It's well timed by the All Blacks with that contest now. And it's going to be Malcolm Marks at the back. He's strapped up after that headbutt with Etsabeff. And now they're starting to march their way forwards. Discipline from the All Blacks if they give away a penalty. Could be the end of the game for them. rolling forward still. Malcolm Marks, they are only going to be 10 metres out, and the All Blacks have to be extremely careful here. But Malcolm Marks, Patrick Tuipulotu, trying to get his way forward. It's going to be back. Andre Pollard, almost able to pierce the gate, straight on the ball there. Artie Savia, not able to turn it over. And Herschel Yankees now throwing it back across. Lutiaga is an advantage straight out in front, and they will be taking the 3 here. More than likely, it's going for the penalty, and the Springboks are going to win this game in the final moments, 81 minutes through it. And Franz Steyn, you can see the emotion on his face as well. What a game we have had here. And from here, it does mean that it's going to be 2 points in the favour of the Springboks for this final match of the Rugby Championship. Adi Savia is disappointed, giving away the advantage. Come on, Bock as well, says Dixon. Also, no shot as well. And also Lekker Bock as well. And unless this kick is somehow one of the most wonkiest kicks we have ever seen from Elton Yankees, 15 straight out in front, 10 straight out in front almost. He will be able to put this one straight down the middle, I would think, Elton Yankees. Straight out in front, couple steps back, puts it down the middle, and the Springboks win this game 31 points to the 21 at the end of this one. This game is literally like a World Cup final. So says Mr. Achilles, it is indeed. And also we have got there, that's a bloody long kick, says DJ Walker. And let's see the Northern Hemisphere teams copy this as well, says Pan Knox. And also we have got there in the chat, awesome game, says John. It was indeed. Final moments of that game, it just went back and forth. The league changes in the final moments as well. Just made it an edge of the seat encounter, but South Africa able to get themselves to win their good work. Box as well, says Ryan. Also imagine that our Box winning against 15 ABs and the referee well in the chat. And also we have got their well-deserved, says Obi Snake. Yeah, what a game of rugby we have seen here. South Africa 31, All Blacks 29. Couldn't get much closer than that, I wouldn't think. It was only decided by the 2 points. How to give one, or how to give then one, or the chat is going that quick at the moment. It's going to be very hard to read it all. And we have got there in the chat, good play All Blacks as well. And also we have got there, well done Springboks, thank you for the best commentary, my brother, as well, says Mike. And also respect to the All Blacks bringing the best out of the box as well. And also we have got there in the chat, what a game, in the chat from you guys as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in for this live stream. It's been a wild ride. I believe we had a new record in terms of the amount of people that we have watching at a single time. And it was just an absolutely phenomenal finish to what has been a very impressive rugby championship indeed. Respect to both as well, says Yako. And South Africa talk trash, even though they lost to 4 as well. Although now they are back in the winning books. So maybe from here they will be able to extend going forward into that Northern Hemisphere tour up against the likes of Wales and England as well. That's a big match, England as well. And we have also got there in the chat, shout out for the great commentary as well. Thank you very much, mate. And also I will mention, if you guys are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be covering all of the games going forward of this international rugby. You're getting so popular, it's going to have to be member-only chats as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, yeah, just so I can read it. And yeah, it is going very quick at the moment, that is for sure. Luckily for our members, so we have got that little emoji, GG Springboks from Jody Blaze. It's got that little green emoji next to your name. So I do see exactly who all of our members are in that regard. And you do have access to those special emojis as well. Go like Kiwi Lads Gaming, guys. As well, says George Meyer. That's indeed our second channel, the Kiwi Lads Gaming. If you're into a little bit of the gaming and whatnot, this is the perfect place to watch us play a little bit of just everything. And it is going to be the case of us. We will be talking about this game for a little while, I would think, because of the fact that it just went down to the absolute wire. Benetton have scored a try in the 5th minute up against Edinburgh as well. As a little fun fact there, what an ending to the test as well. And also well done, Bok, says Thora there. And even though New Zealand lost, I'm not upset about it. I will tell you what, the chat is going quick. Not when you get such a close game like this in Game of the Decade. By far, these ones are something else as well. And the fact that this game was won by 2 points to the Springboks, the first game won by 2 points to the All Blacks, just so close in that regard. Thanks for respect the chaps, as well, says Yako. And also we have got there, I love your work, mate, as well, says JJ. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that a lot as well. And also we have got there in the chat from Akuma, he has said that New Zealand sucks in that regard. And also we have got there, holy moly, said Strubs. Yeah, what a finish of this one. Support to Hamish. Hit that like button, says DJ Walker. And also we have got there in the chat, and also we have got there, man of the match, Hamish, says rock and rollin' and trolling. Appreciate that a lot, mate. And yeah, the voice, it's going to be struggling for the next couple of days, I would think, the way I was celebrating near the end of that match, the way I was going back and forth. Never at one stage throughout that match did I feel like either side were out of that contest. And that is why it's just one of those absolutely awesome kind of matches that we won't forget for a wee while. We haven't had a match between the All Blacks and the Springboks before last week. It was recently, I believe the last game was 2019. We will not forget this game for a little while, ladies and gentlemen, indeed. And also we have got there, how you feel about this, Kiwi lads, says Barry Green. I feel like I'm probably not taking it as hard as some people probably are, as you can probably tell by the fact that I'm still smiling in that regard. But as you guys know, I always call them down the middle for these matches, and that is why I think you guys seem to enjoy chatting along in the chat as well. And sure, Kiwi as well, says Rowan. Also, we have got there in the chat as well. Thank you. Impartial commentary, says that Trevor, no worries, mate. And yeah, thank you very much for tuning into this one. We have got there in the chat as well. I was shaking so hard, says it was Dwubs. And also we have got there, right, well, I'm going to make a cup of tea, then I'll take the dog out in the wet Welsh weather as well. Best of luck and well done. To have a very deserved game as well. And like and sub the Kiwi lads, says Peter. But nonetheless, I guess with that being said, we are almost going to be at the end of this live stream. Hope you guys did thoroughly enjoy it. We might actually, do you guys want a post-match review of this game as well? Do let me know. But the chat is going at a phenomenal rate. 807 likes on this live stream as well. Has been absolutely incredible. The amount of support you guys have been showing as well. And also we have got the Go Bot from Keith. And also I know you are a New Zealand supporter. Or I know you're a New Zealand supporter, Kiwi lads, as well, says Barry Green. I mean, I guess I'm always, even though you know on my live streams, I mean, I know that you're a South African supporter in that regard, but always down the middle, I have found for these live streams, it just seems to be the way of calling them. It seems to work out the best for us in that regard as well. Big love, Hamish, and all the legends in the chat as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there finally, says Gareth Smith, and great commentary. Thank you in the chat as well. And it is going extremely quick in the chat still, even though we are a few moments after the end of this game. But looking through the tries, Makazole Mapimpi and also Damien Dialende, the 2 try scorers for the Springboks in this game. Severis, Artie Savia, and Brad Weber were the 3 try scorers who were able to score for the All Blacks this year. For the commentary, 1 a.m. finish here in New Zealand, but good win for the Box, overdue a good win as well, says CFC. And also we have got the Box earned every bit of Box won every, or sorry, the chat's going too quick. Mr. Slushy, it is in the chat. Box earned every bit of that. All Blacks were playing good as well, says Mr. Slushy. And also we have got the 2 best teams in the world, Foster and the selection team, need to be perfect every week. Good job, Springboks, as well. 100% AB supporter here, live and direct as well, says Joseph. And also we have got there in the chat, you won last week, don't cry as well, says Miss Vici. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. Hopefully that isn't towards me as well. We have also got there in the chat as well. Great work from Munster as well. And that is going to be another game we are going to get to see. Munster versus the Stormers will be that match taking place a little bit later on. And also the Sharks taking on, I'm trying to remember who the Sharks are playing, but I can't quite think of it off the top of my head. I'm unfortunately not going to be able to cover those games though, which does make me very disappointed because of the fact that I have got a lunch to go to tomorrow as well. Can you do a post game, please? Says Tristan. I will try my best to get that one sorted out. I don't actually think I have got a live stream or anything scheduled for it, so I guess I could make one so that you guys can transfer straight over to that next one as well. And we have got there, very proud as a Springbok fan, says the Apple. And also we have got there the penalty at 50 blew the whole game, says Dwubs. And also we have got there show the table, says Royal. So at the end of this one, unfortunately I have got the table before this round takes place, but I can tell you guys exactly how this one is going to be finishing. So the All Blacks, they will finish on 25 points. They are the Rugby Championship 2021 winners. Australia finished second. They are going to be sitting on 18 points. And then the Springboks, they will be in third and they will be finishing on the 15. And then Argentina, unfortunately for Argentina here, they will be sitting on the nil at the end of this one, sadly there for them there. And we have got their best team in the world, Bok as well, says it was Sifileli. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly there. And also we have got there in the chat as well, our lunch, I do need to eat as well, says Paul. Yeah, sometimes do need just a little bit of the food just to keep me going for these ones. I actually had a little food break in between the 2 live streams that we did today. What's our next game as well, says Ruan. So the next game is that for the Springboks, Ruan, because I can let you know exactly what date they are going to be playing on the Springboks and also on the All Blacks side. They will be playing a little bit later on as well. We also got the yes Bok. Hamish, blow down your All Black doll now as well, says George. I mean, he's already pretty flat at the moment, unfortunately for him. So maybe he is going to be deflated a little bit for the next few days. But who knows? Maybe he will be happy enough in the coming weeks as well. But nonetheless, looking through the international fixtures, there is a lot of rugby we have got ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on the channel. And looking first, October, the first games that we are going to get to see for both of these sides, New Zealand playing the USA and also playing Wales. So that's on the 24th of October here in New Zealand. And then the next game we just get to see from the Springboks is up against Wales. And that is in 34 days' time. On the 7th of November is the next time that they will be playing a game, the Springboks. Then they have got Scotland the week after. The All Blacks will be playing Ireland once again. Oh, sorry, as a different game I should say. And then also South Africa, they have to play England in 48 days' time, the 21st of November. Make sure to mark it in the calendars because that will be a very good game as well. We have got there in the chat. I almost had a heart attack to this game as well. And you are a legend, says African brother as well. Thank you very much, mate. And well done, Box. Says Eliza, sorry, that is how you pronounce it. And thanks, Amy. It's great commentator from South Africa, says Michael as well. And also, Wayne, that ref gave you guys 2 or 3 unfair penalties. He was for ABs and against South Africa. Stop your excuses as well, says Achilles. And I know that there's going to be a lot of happenings on social media, which is probably why I'm not even going to bother going on social media. I didn't do it last week either for that last match between the Springboks and the All Blacks because I know that both fans, they will still stick by their sides no matter what. But hopefully everyone did enjoy this matchup, even though it did end up going the way of the Springboks for this one. Surely, as a Kiwi, we still love watching that game with how close that it was right down to the wire as well. We have got Go Bok World Champions as well. And also we have got there in the chat, Yol got 2 wins. Congrats as well, says Roy. And also we have got there, congrats Springboks, says Johnny Blaze. And also well done, Box. And the chat from Dawid. And also great game. Thanks for the stream, says Sharon. No worries. But nonetheless, I guess, do I go over to a post-match review, or would you guys prefer to see me continue on this live stream, kind of continuing on for that kind of post-match one? Well, I guess actually what I will do is we will schedule a post-match review we'll go 1:30 a.m. So we are 15 minutes time. It will give me time to make my thumbnail and everything and get a few stats to do with this match, and they will all come through. And then at 1:30 a.m., 15 minutes time, be sure to check out the channel once again because we are going to be covering this game on the channel in terms of what we feel went right, what went wrong, and everything in between, and alongside all of the kind of information we have got there. We are the Pro Foster now, as well, says Stress. I mean, they won the Rugby Championship. So I guess it's one of those ones. He's still got another trophy in the cabinet for that man as well. So it's going to be an interesting one. I know that Razor will be a very popular man over the next few weeks, more than likely. And also we have got there who are the world champions as well, says Nozaya. I believe, if I'm not wrong, because that was a home game for South Africa, New Zealand will still be number 1 on the rankings. But of the last World Cup, of course, Springboks are going to be that defending champ. And I believe the Wallabies will push themselves up closer to that top 3 as well, which is going to be pretty awesome to see getting into those Northern Hemisphere games coming back as well, says Rugby Hatch. And also we have got there in the chat, Wallabies number 1, says Luke. And also we have got there as well in the chat, Wallabies still suck. Down, says Ryland. I mean, they're on a winning streak though. 4 games in a row for them is very nicely done indeed. And also we have got there in the chat, All Blacks still won championship as well. A memorable historic match it was indeed. And also great commentary, thanks in that situation. But yeah, nonetheless, so like I mentioned, 1:30 a.m., 13 minutes time, we are going to be starting our post-match review where we will be talking all things about this game as well. Who do you think was the man of the match, says Tristan? That's a tough one. Man of the match for me, I mean, of course, the name Francis Steyn, because of that 50-22 will get thrown around, but I think it's got to be looked at what happened up to that point as well. So I would say in that regard, I want to say it was probably, I mean, Sia Khaleesi had a very good game in the breakdown. He was disrupting them in that regard for the breakdown, which did work very well in their favour as well. And so if Wallabies beat South Africa and South Africa beat New Zealand, does that make us number 1 as well as his big house? But not really, because South Africa also got beaten by New Zealand in that regard, but then the Wallabies lost to New Zealand. So it's a little bit of a triangle, but you are still 3rd, which is a lot higher than the start of the Rugby Championship. So it's a solid effort in that regard. That was quick as well, says Johnny Blaze, and also good on you, Hamish. All the best going forward. So as well, says Dixon, and also we have got there as well, best of the best as well, says Mike, and also ref gets man of the match as well in the chat. And with Muppet Foster, the ABs will never win the World Cup as well, says Tristan. Also we have got there Uso Hamish. That's my Uso as well, says Johnny Blaze. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Like I mentioned, if you do want to help support us on YouTube with the channel memberships, it is the pinned comment there in the chat. And also, if you do like yourself a little bit of a podcast, we have got ourselves the Rugby Down Under podcast. It is myself and an Australian, and we talk all things international rugby. And yeah, that will be coming out on next Wednesday, I believe it is, if I'm not wrong. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all in only 10 minutes time for our post-match review. But I will see you all in a